Look at that. We got on right on time. And the great thing about that is the fact that I was thinking of quitting my job because this morning I never knew the Crusher could sing. Remember the Crusher, professional wrestler?
Only from what you've talked about.
Do the hammer lock.
This is me singing now.
So Brittany was singing, and I swear to God, I thought the Crusher was in the studio.
You were
Players only love you when they're playing.
You were so impressed. I
was, it's true.
Your face was pure disgust. Like, it was like he was about to vomit. I was like, players. And he just did this, like,
what the hell?
Like, every lemon in the world just got in his face.
Don't bring that up, because every time you bring it up, I think of that headline on CNN.
Oh, yeah,
CNN.
sours on lemon.
CNN sours on lemon. That's a great headline. I'm sorry.
Somebody got paid money for that.
If you fire a guy named Lemon, you got to use they soured on lemon.
What are they going to do for, like, what's going to be your firing? Like, Bernard.
Finally. We finally got rid of him. Let's go get drunk and take drugs.
Let's go get drunk and take drugs.
It's a good motto to live by.
Kind of is right now, isn't it? Kind of the way the world is right. What a great motto. Let's go get drunk and take drugs. There was a report this morning on the overnight news that every single drug you buy off the street now probably has fentanyl in it.
Oh.
That is very, very scary. I've never bought drugs off the street in my life. I've never done it. I never had enough trust in humanity to do something like that.
Yeah.
They said literally this is on the national news now.
That's scary.
They said that pretty much everything you get, there's a not that it does for sure, but there's a possibility there's fentanyl in everything now.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? What do they say? 2 milligrams or something can kill you, or what is it?
It's not much.
It's not very much.
Yeah, the biggest problem is when they go to crush that stuff up and try to step on it and put it into pills or put it into other drugs, is that it doesn't get crushed all the way up.
Right.
So it ends up being like a small speedball, and you end up ingesting it, and that's how you OD.
Yeah, I had a family member who did a certain, like, I don't want a batch, would that be the terminology, ended up in a coma, got out, and immediately did that same.
Isn't that amazing?
And then didn't make it.
Yeah, your brain just will not work properly at some juncture, I guess is what it is.
It's scary. Fentanyl is so scary.
Oh, God, yes. I mean, honest to God, I don't even know what the hell. I don't think I'd eat or drink anything unless it's fully wrapped and sealed.
We're such babies now, because I would take or do anything. I wouldn't care. Like, I mean, I wasn't running around screaming for drugs.
No, I know.
But I would trust some, girl in the bathroom and be like, "Oh my God, take this." I'd say, "Yep, thanks, Courtney. You're the best."
Oh, it's got to be Courtney's fault.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice.
From her dirty purse as well.
Wait a minute, Courtney's calling me right now.
I probably owe her money.
Yeah. Your next batch is ready.
Yeah, your next batch.
That's right.
Like
exactly.
cookies.
You're good to go.
But yeah, I'm such a baby now. I'm sitting there looking at every ingredient, especially for Go-Go. I mean, I'll still feed Justin and me crap, but like everything with her, I'm like, okay, what is it? What is there?
Oh yeah.
But man, I used to take anything. And have you ever had fentanyl for any sort? I've had fentanyl twice.
Oh, for in the hospital, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never illegally, and I say I don't really care at this point. But I would say at this point I'm pretty honest. I've been.
Who you know, Tornado Jones?
No, I'm just saying, like.
Wait a minute, that was a disc jockey, not a junkie. Never mind.
That probably could have been both, though. Disc jockey. Yeah.
I met him once. I don't think he was much of a junkie.
No?
He seemed
Really?
like a pretty straight ahead guy.
Was he?
What's his Alan?
I don't know.
I've
His
never
real name
heard
was
this
Alan.
person.
Oh, Tornado Jones did overnights at CCO, and he actually did it first at U100 as Tornado Jones.
Are you telling me Tornado Jones was, or Joe? Is it Tornado Joe? Jones was boring?
No. What?
Sounds like you're saying he was boring.
That's really negative of you to say that.
It's not that negative to be boring. It's okay to be boring.
I'd like to be boring. God.
Yeah, right?
You should have said, no, I see you're working on it. So, I opened the window for you and you didn't jump through it.
I wish you were boring.
A lot of people wish I was boring. Particularly Catherine really wishes I was boring.
At
no
this
doubt about it.
stage in our lives, yes, I wish you were boring.
I don't know I'm doing these kinds of things because when I'm sitting, like I said, I sit in the chair on the left. Jude sits in the chair in the middle,
Yeah.
and then Catherine sits to the right of him. He has to sit right between us, and that's how it's going to be. Otherwise, he literally would sit on the floor and whine. If he can't sit right between us, he sits on the floor and whines.
What a baby.
He's a big baby. You should see how tired he was of being out of town for 3 days.
He was heartbroken.
Oh my God, he gets worked up when it's like, oh, it's you. Yeah, but anyway, Mom, he does. He glances at me like, oh, good.
You take him on walks with you then, or no?
Oh yeah, one with Catherine. Yeah.
Yeah, but not when she's gone. You won't take him.
He wasn't at home because I'm not at home most of the day.
Oh
so
yeah, that makes sense.
He couldn't be home by himself, so he went over and stayed with Dan and the kids.
Oh,
over
that's
there.
fun.
It'll be a good time, you know.
Well, he's like, I don't get one. Well, like when we watch my brother's dog, Bert, he doesn't get one-on-one, and so when my brother comes, he's like, "Save me!" Oh God! So I bet
That's
Jude
it,
is
too.
like that.
It is Save Me. You're absolutely right. It is Save Me. I suppose I should do some weather because it's nothing but good news, to tell you the truth. Weather looks really, really good. Mostly sunny and warm today. Skies may get hazy this afternoon.
Hazy.
As some of the smoke from wildfires in Canada, typical Canada poisoning our air. Typical.
Goddamn Canucks.
Canucks all the way.
Blame Canada.
It is Canada's fault. Particularly Doug Dawson, who lives in Toronto. It's his fault.
We're coming for you, Doug. We see you.
Doug's been listening to everything I do for the last 25 years. I met
Doug?
him. Well, did I ever tell you that? Oh, Rudy, as a golfer, you'll like this. Played in a golf tournament down in Florida 20 years ago. Okay, so they're putting the pairs together, and they put, Johnny will put you with Roy because you guys have known each other. You two are together. Blah blah blah. And then finally, it's Doug Dawson. You're with Tom Barnard because you're both Canadian. And I said, what? They said, yeah, you're from Minnesota, right? And I said, yeah. Wasn't that Canada? No, it's not. How do you not know what's in the United States and what's in Canada?
Yeah, to be fair, growing up in northern Minnesota, we had a lot of Canadian cross over that border because I would come down to see family in Minneapolis when I was like in 6th, 7th grade, and I'm like, what channel is Hockey Night in Canada? And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, Don Cherry. Don't you guys have Don Cherry?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, we've never heard of this guy. I'm like, how do you not have Don Cherry? Well, I didn't realize that we were getting CBC. That was like one of our mainstays, like the ABC, NBC, CBS. Channel 5 was CBS or CBC, and I just figured everybody had the Canadian Broadcasting Channel, but no.
No, they do. No, I know exactly. And now they do, of course. It's a whole different world because of streaming. But I learned something from Dougie Dawson this past, I guess, couple of months ago. I realized some of it, like certainly Minneapolis is north of Toronto. I think everybody knows that, don't they?
Minneapolis is north of Toronto?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's you're right.
Yeah.
The same thing with like Las Vegas, where people go, oh, if you're driving from like Sacramento to Vegas, you have to go south. And people go, what? It's not Sacramento, but it's something like that. Los Angeles to Vegas is south, which seems weird.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's like more southern than Los Angeles, which is the same thing of many.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly the town, but yeah, you're right. Toronto, if you look at the map, we're like just a scotch above a little bit above Toronto, because it's right next door to Detroit, right? Or Buffalo.
There's a triangle of Detroit, Buffalo, and Canada.
Sure.
And Toronto, yeah. It's not a great triangle, but it's a semi-triangle, I guess. Did you know, okay, Brittany, this is a guess for you. And Rudy, if you'd look this up so you could prove it. Okay. Doug Dawson told me just a couple of months ago, and I did not know this, all or part of 25 states are south of Toronto. Did you know that? I thought it was like 2 or 3 states.
You mean our
all
north?
or part of 25 states are north of Toronto.
Okay, yeah, you said south of Toronto, so I was like, yeah, that would assume.
No, I meant north of Toronto. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I've heard this before.
Really? Because I've never heard that before.
Because of the way the equator line falls.
Yeah, because it curves up too. Yeah.
But it's still beyond my fathom of understanding.
I know.
Like
it's
I don't.
What?
No, I go nope, and I also go I refuse. Some things I feel like unnerving to know, and that's one of them.
Well, yeah, I suppose.
Not a fan.
We're on a globe. It's proof we're on a globe because the United States kind of wraps around southern Canada. I mean, it just does.
Yeah, there's just something I don't like about that fact at all.
You don't want to be part of Canada?
No.
You ever been to Toronto?
I've actually really liked Canada, so it's even funny to fake shit talk Canada. Like, I really like going
I
up
do
there.
too. I love it.
We used to, when we were kiddos, we used to do trips to Regina and try to say that as a
sure.
4-year-old was
Yeah,
always...
Regina.
Sure.
We going to Regina, Mom?
Yeah. Yeah,
Ixnay.
it was awkward. I loved going. And there was,
know.
what was a Saskatchewan mascot? It was Rough Riders.
Oh, the Rough Riders.
Yeah, so we used to go to Rough Rider games.
Is that the Calgary? It's not Calgary Rough Riders. It's the, what
I
is
think it's
it?
Saskatchewan.
The football team. It
Yeah.
is Saskatchewan Rough
Saskatchewan,
Riders.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
When we were kiddos, we used to go to those games because we were in Williston,
did you?
North Dakota. So I don't know why my dad, when I was very young, this is when they were still married, so I was like on 5 or under, and we used to go to those games, and I had like a Saskatchewan little Rough Rider mascot. I just remember that.
I had a friend that played up there, as a matter of fact. He was a Rough Rider.
Really?
He was a Viking. He was a Rough Rider. He's a local guy. I don't know if he wants me to say his name or not, because he played for the Vikings when Jerry Burns was the head coach.
Sure.
And they walk out on the field, and it's kind of a hot, muggy day for practice. And this is in like September.
Yeah.
Or maybe late August. But they're all standing on the field, and Jerry Burns turned to my buddy, and he goes, "You feel like practicing today?" And my friend jokingly goes, "No, not really." He goes, "Brrr, called off practice." He just said,
Jeez.
it's like, oh, okay. He blames it on my buddy. Burnsy didn't feel like going out on the field that day, I'm assuming.
I could see you in the earlier days pulling some shit like that.
What?
I could
Me?
see you saying like, "Hey, Brittany, you don't feel like doing the show? All right, no problem," and walking.
Wrap it up. Goodbye.
Hey, listen, I want to do it, but Brittany doesn't want to.
I
So
could-
I guess
right.
we're calling it a day.
But yeah, I could see you doing that back in the day.
You're absolutely right. So I should probably finish the forecast since I got hung up on Canada from the wildfires in Canada. So yeah, today maybe a little hazy because of the wildfires in Canada. 82 for the high. Wednesday mostly sunny, a bit cooler. A bit cooler. It's only going to be 76. I wouldn't call that cooler.
We'll take it.
Moderate, I would say. On Thursday, partial sun, scattered showers with a high of 75. On Friday, a little blustering cooler with a high of only 62. But then the weekend looks good. Mostly sunny and 72 Saturday, mostly sunny and 74 on Sunday. The weather looks really, really good. It's sunny and 54 now. I was telling Rudy when I got here about, I guess, an hour and 15 minutes ago that I was going to go for a walk outside today, but 54 is just not quite there. It's almost there, but I'm wearing shorts and I wasn't wearing a jacket or anything. So I guess you wouldn't really need a jacket, but the shorts part I didn't go for.
No, I'm with you. I think it's a little. Well, also, I don't like walking in the morning. I mean, I know I'm supposed to, but the idea of getting all ready and getting sweaty and gross in the morning. No,
You worry about that stuff with guys being weird on the trails and all that? Do you have to
No.
worry about that as a woman?
I don't think about that very often.
Good. Well, you're tough, though.
I also have daydreams of like what I would do if somebody tried to jump me.
Good.
And, like,
Yep.
Glad
like,
to hear
you know
it.
what I mean? Like, because I've done enough. Okay, so like when I used to go to title boxing constantly, I feel like it'd be really cool to use some of these moves.
Yeah.
What?
Like it'd be
Oh,
really.
to do some of the moves. You
Yeah,
said.
like I've fake fought for years of my life in fitness classes. I was like, could I?
Oh, yeah.
And also like, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't want it to happen, but also, I don't know. There's something about I don't find myself making decisions off that. I probably should sometimes, but I just never have.
There was a woman who worked at a McDonald's, and there was video taken. There was a guy trying to rob the McDonald's, and this woman was a boxer,
Oh yeah.
Oh, God, I love it.
and she whooped that dude's ass. I mean, when she was floating like a butterfly and stinging like a bee in the lobby of this McDonald's, and whooped this dude's ass so bad, a promoter saw it and was like, "I want to give you a fight." And they gave her a fight. She ended up winning like $5,000 from that one night of fighting
love
from
it.
that one. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, that girl was a brute.
Glad to hear it.
And like I know that there's like an 80% chance you'd whatever, but like when I used to run, especially when I'd run in Minneapolis and that path that leads to you know, the Twins and things like that, the Twin Stadium, I used to like literally be like, okay, so if somebody jumped out here, this is what I would do, and if somebody jumped over here, this is what I would do.
Well, you have to plan ahead.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I don't know. And then I used to run with my roommate's pit bull all the time, and I always felt probably a false sense of security. But I know, like when I lived with Allie, she would always be like, okay, if you're going to, let's go out to our cars at the same time. And I'd be like, why?
Why would I want to do that?
At 4 a.m., I was like, what are the chances that like an opportunist, at 4 a.m., whatever, and like, again, there's like, if there was there's a happy medium, right? Like, I should have be a little more her way and she should be a little my way, because I blew my mind that like we should walk together, but.
Of course. All right, I need you guys' votes on this one. I haven't read the story yet, I just saw the headline, so we got to vote on this one.
Okay.
Miller Lite launched a marketing campaign for Women's History Month in March that railed against beer ads focused on bimbos and bikinis, but appears to have made efforts to keep quiet about it following Bud Light's disastrous Dylan Mulvaney tie-up. Miller Lite's Women's History Month campaign, titled Bad Shit to Good Shit, but it's $, number sign, exclamation point T.
Oh, sure.
So it's the fake one.
Yeah.
It was posted on March 7th, pledging to clean up the brand's past of sexist ads objectifying women, instead supporting female brewers by donating fertilizer they can use to grow quality hops. We're going a little over the top here, aren't we?
Doesn't it feel like they had to work backwards on this one? Like, they're like, we have a bunch of fertilizer.
Yeah.
And like,
exactly.
what are we, like, because none of this makes any sense.
Not at all. And I can play you guys some audio from
please.
the Miller Lite ad.
Oh,
and
you
then-
got it?
Yeah, and then you can figure out for yourself, because it does seem like it's a little forced.
God.
Here we go.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
What is wrong with people?
Yeah.
And like, what?
Well, it feels like we're turning the tide on woke culture.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not inherently evil to wear a bikini.
No, of course not.
But it's just kind of funny that it's like, there could be people just walking around like, I love this job. I love wearing a bikini and sitting on a car. Okay,
Yeah.
like, obviously that's not my vibe, but get some. So it's like, why are we, it's just wild.
Yeah, Tawny Katane built a career off of dancing on top of a Camaro in the Whitesnake video?
Yeah.
And every time somebody asked her about that, like, how do you feel about women being objectified in, ads or something? She would always go, well, what's the problem? They're being compensated for their time. They want to do this.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You know how many times people are objectified without getting a check? So it's like, at least this one is, they're in control. And I hope the sets are, I mean, we can sit there and think of the worst case scenarios, and I hope that people are respectful or whatever. But like that, why are you villainizing the idea of a bikini?
Because they have to categorize everyone now.
Right?
They're really stupid people who went to bad colleges, and now they think they're geniuses, and they're real. First of all, let's say that Rudy, you don't like, you don't want women to be on the straight and narrow, and just kind of just go straight ahead.
In the kitchen.
No, not
Okay.
like that.
Oh, never mind.
No,
Okay,
I'm
never
in
mind.
the other way.
Oh, the other way. Oh, I see
I'm
what
at
you
the
mean.
other way.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
And then Brittany wants to wear a bikini, okay, and go to the beach or do a commercial. You're not the same people, correct?
Yeah.
So she does what she does, you do what you do, and good for both of you.
Yeah, you tried. Yeah.
What is wrong with people? Now, we all have to be exactly the same. Oh, my God. What is that now?
I don't know.
It's really sick. I mean, it's getting sicker by the minute with everybody has to lockstep and march to the same drum. Just get away from me.
I was reading about body neutrality and how important it is, and I feel like that needs to be applied also to like items of clothing. Like a bikini is not evil. A bikini,
No, of
you can
course
put
not.
I could go buy a cute little bikini on the way home at Target right now, and it's not setting her up for some certain specific future. So I feel like we just need to fall back on that neutrality of, okay, if I have big boobs and I'm sitting here just living my life, there's no emotion added to it. So why are we putting that on that?
Well, and Rudy and I, every time we walk out of the building, it goes, man, you guys got big pipes. I go, I know, just let it go.
Yeah.
Drop it. We worked hard and just let it go.
Just here, fine. You can kiss the old bicep.
Kiss the bicep right now.
Did you guys not see the sign, guns are not permitted on the premises? Yep.
No guns allowed, baby.
That's why you guys do the show from the parking lot.
You know, that line's been around since I was about 19, which is just
I
a
know,
great
right?
line.
So good.
Yeah. I was with a friend one time who looked at my daughter and said, "Hey, sweetie, do you guys know if there's a veterinary clinic anywhere?" My daughter's like, "I don't know. Why?" And Jeff goes, "'Cause these pythons are sick." Yes.
See?
It's great.
I used to love that stuff. I got to be honest. Every time you walk in the gym, pipe it up, man. Why does everybody talk like this in a gym? I don't know why that is. I mean, I'm talking about lifting gyms.
I was going to say, if I walked into Lifetime, a bar class, and she's like, "Get out, get yourself some free weights," I'd be like, ah!
God, I just, there was a place called The Gym out in Plymouth.
The Gym.
It was owned by the Road Warriors and another buddy of mine.
And GYM, right?
GYM.
Okay. I don't know if there was some weird take on Jim, like the man.
What is wrong with you?
I was just thinking, making sure.
Is there alcohol in that drink of yours right now? She goes, well, there's a... Oh, Jesus, we got to take a break here. We will take a break. We'll try to stay on time here. But, look, I love the fact, before we do go to break, we have got to get back to, I'm not you. I'm not going to do everything the way you want to do things. We're not the same person. If I commit a crime, yeah, take me to task if I'm being a pain in the ass to everybody, other than, I don't do what you do.
Yeah.
These people need to get the hell out of our faces. I'm very serious about that. And I think, and this is just my opinion, that those same people are using people's skin color to make themselves more money. Mm-hmm. They're using people for either their sex, their skin color, their whatever. Everybody gets lumped into the same. You're all the same. No, we're not all the same. Sorry, we just aren't.
No, there's something to it, the idea of grouping off or whatever, or just the idea of even having to categorize people.
Who needs it?
Who needs it? And Tom and Howard both emailed us in. They're very upset at you. It was a Jaguar that she was on in the White Snake.
It was a Jaguar?
Video.
Jaguar. Should have known that.
But wait a second. She said Jaguar, so it doesn't count.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Jaguar. That's how they said it. I did one Jaguar commercial, and they said, "Tom, it's pronounced Jaguar."
We're on
I said, I'm not saying Jaguar, okay? I'll say Jaguar, but I ain't saying Jaguar. That's how I say it in England. Apparently.
Sure.
I did an Audi commercial, and I drive an Audi, and I did not say it right.
What did you say, Addy?
I said, not like naughty, Audi.
Audi?
Yeah.
Oh, instead of Audi, you said Audi? Close enough.
No, they were not excited about that. They were not.
I suppose in a commercial.
And let's say I haven't done too many. And keep in mind, I drive one. So, it's just not talked about much, I guess.
I understand. Okay, we're just going to take off because we ran over every possible break.
It's fine.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll take a break and we'll get... Well, actually, we only have Kristyn Burtt coming up this morning, so that's cool, right? That's fine. We will be right back right after this. As you know, my friend Mike Lendell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. He created the Giza Dream Bed Sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. We should get you a Giza Dream Sheet set because the baby's keeping you up.
Yeah, that'll be the solution.
It will be.
At least it'd be nice, but yeah.
I'll talk to Dawn and Mike about it.
They also come watch the baby.
Yeah, there you go. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is a sale of the year. For a limited time, you'll receive 50% off the Giza Dream bed sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146, use promo code TOM, or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw and Bryant.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Corey Wisco of the Welshire.
It's difficult to put in words the relationship that we have with North American Banking Company. You know, they've been there from the very beginning with our vision of providing quality dementia care for individuals, and they've been a partner all the way through. They really are there for us.
For more information about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? Hubbard Interactive can help. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
Hey folks, Judd Zulgad here, and you know the unofficial start of summer is just 2 weeks away. You could lose up to 10 pounds by Memorial Day with Livia's doctor-recommended program. Look and feel your best with the weight loss program voted #1 in Minnesota. Receive personalized and guided support from Livia's team of experts. Join today and receive 3 months free. What are you waiting for? Get summer ready with Livia. Call today, 855-GO-LIVIA, or visit livia.com. You know, I lost 40 pounds more than a year ago now with the help of my friends from Livia, and here's the most important thing. Their nutritionists and dietitians also help you keep the weight off. We've all lost weight before. The question is, can you keep the weight off? And with Livia, their program, the answer is most definitely. Start your success today and get summer ready. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit livia.com. That's LIVEA.com. Join now and receive 3 months free. That's right. Call now, 855-GO-LIVIA, or visit livia.com and receive 3 months free. Come to Livia to experience life-changing weight loss.
And now,
great moments in sports pep talks
on the Tom Barnard Show.
Kids, get that damn rotary club.
That was
great moments in sports pep talks.
Those are so good.
Why don't you make me suffer through Gelfand an extra day this week?
We're coming for you, Rotary.
We're coming for you, man.
Don't be a stiff. Go to Cliffs.
Rudy,
that was a real deal, you know.
Rudy's so funny.
There really was a place called Cliffs, and their commercial said, "Don't be a stiff, come to Cliffs."
And it was, you said, tailoring or suit making, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. I believe that's what it was.
Attack your clientele.
Don't be a stiff, come to Cliff.
I love that. You don't want to be a stiff.
Oh, I used to love listening to KUXL. It's not even around anymore. It was, 1570 AM, I think is what it was. KUXL. And then, like, Kamoja, that's on FM, though, right, Kamoja?
Yeah, 89 something or
You're
another.
right.
Yeah. Yep.
Indeed.
There's still a KUXL in Texas, so.
Oh, it's down in Texas now?
Yeah.
They stole our call letters.
First the North Stars, now this.
You know who the star announcer was on KUXL when I was a kid?
Who?
Huh?
Huh?
Anyone?
No, of course we don't.
And he talked like this, too. His voice was kind of like this. We'll be right back after this from the Temptations of KUXL.
Was it
he would talk like that?
Was it a radio name or his real name?
I don't know. You'll have to be the judge of that.
I have a feeling radio.
You ready? Should I say his name in his voice?
Yes, sure. Please.
This is KUXL 1570. You're listening to Pharaoh Black.
Oh, that's a God-given name
baby.
Right there.
Yeah, baby. Pharaoh Black. And it wasn't Pharaoh either. It was Pharaoh.
Pharaoh Black.
Pharaoh Black. Pharaoh, if you're still out there, give us a call. I want to talk to Pharaoh Black right now.
Hey, Pharaoh, if you're still out there, can you come weekly? Like, can you become one of our...
Come in every Thursday. Be here with Gelfand.
Yeah.
That'll be a good combo.
Our Tuesday, we could sprinkle in some Pharaoh.
I wonder if Pharaoh Black is still around. Because that was a long time ago. That was still in high school, I believe, or maybe 19, maybe.
Yeah, Googling it is not super helpful, let me tell
I bet
you
not.
that.
I bet. So there's no Pharaoh Blacks in the phone book?
Yeah, I'll work on that one. I think that might take a little bit more than a casual Google.
You might be. Well, that was a long time ago. That was 50 years ago, probably. Maybe even more than that, 55.
Holy buckets.
Is a long time ago. That's all I have to say. So, yeah, we talked about the Miller Lite woke ad. They're being canceled. But Rudy, you made a point. You didn't think that was a woke ad. You thought they were making fun of woke ads.
No, I thought that they were doing a woke ad, and people were like, okay, now we're done with it, because now you're pandering to us.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to feel like you are doing all of these things. And before it was okay to do it, and now we're just tired of these companies just shoving their agendas down our throat because they think that's what we want to see.
I hate to sound like that person, but just make beer, okay? Like, you don't have to do more than that. Like, just make us beer, and that's it. I don't even drink, but just make beer, and people will drink it. We don't have to have anything else extra added.
That's it?
Yeah.
We're good to go?
Like, I remember when this was and I did a deep dive on this, but when Chick-fil-A came out and was like, hey, we're putting money towards, it was like, this was so long ago, and then they came back and they're like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to not have an opinion on anything.
Yeah, because they were anti-abortion, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were like, we're going to not have opinion on anything. We're going to make chicken. We're not going to put any more money towards anything. And I was like, that's clutch.
No, I agree.
And so it's like, why are these beer companies...
I don't know because there's this suck-ass outfit in America now that you have to believe everything we believe, and you don't get your chance to say anything. This is how it should. Look, we're human. We're all very, very different. You know?
Absolutely. Oh, okay, I come from 7 kids.
Me too.
And if one of my siblings, let's say, got knocked up, my only job was to lay low and stay out of the limelight. Miller Lite, Bud Light was your pregnant sibling, and you could have just laid low and been the favorite.
That's true.
But why did you have to go, hey, look at me, or hey, this is this? You just had to lay low, and now you're adding this? I could run these marketing teams. Who is running these things?
I have a question for you, and I'm not trying to be a smartass here. It made me think of this.
Sure.
Listen to you talk. I'm positive.
Okay, let's hear it.
So where I grew up, like I said, I had like 22 friends, and 18 of them are dead now, unfortunately. But some of them died quite young and quite violently. So I have a question for you on this whole situation. If they want to do things their way and I want to do things my way, and we still run in the same crowd, why is this a problem? I was not a lot like most of my friends. I mean, we had things in common, but I was not a lot like them. Why were we able to get along? And I'm not trying to be a smartass here and say that anybody else is wrong. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm just saying this is my life
Yeah.
that I grew up. I had 6 brothers and sisters. None of my brothers ever was involved in an early pregnancy, nor either one of my sisters.
Yeah.
None of us, I was going to say none of us went to jail, but that's not true. How about this? None of us went to jail for a long period of time.
None of you went to prison?
No, none of us went to prison. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I mean, we were raised by a single woman who was never home because she was always working.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get in all this trouble that everybody gets in?
I don't know.
And I'm not trying to say we're superior, but I just don't understand how, well, for me, I guarantee it was I didn't want to disappoint my mother.
Well, there you go. I mean, all you can speak on is why you think you did the things you did. Because you'll never know
you never
why
will.
your siblings have, the paths they've taken. But that's really interesting. I think that's very interesting.
Well, and the fact of the matter being, why should I, because you had a different life than I did, why should you care about mine or I care about yours? You do what you do. If you, it was always, I made a mistake, I got a girl pregnant. Remember, that was always the slogan kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it a mistake? Was it?
Yeah.
When you took off your pants, was that a mistake? I mean, this whole thing now that your politics has to be involved in my life, and I'm talking about both sides here.
Yeah.
Get out of my face with your, you have to act just like me. No, I do not.
Miller Lite, you had one job.
I agree.
It was just to chill out, and you screwed that up.
Do you think we'll ever overcome this craziness that's so apparently available worldwide?
I actually do. I'm one of those annoying optimists. I feel like things have gotten a little better where you can still be, like, I feel like a very open-minded person, and I can still make fun of any side, and I don't get, like, pigeonholed as this or that. So, and also, I just surround myself with people that are not going to take themselves all that seriously.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Real quick, just to get to an article that I looked up for KUXL.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, tell us more.
So you are right about it, Minneapolis and the community. There was a guy that I find this article to be very interesting. It's very long, and they make mentions of Pharaoh Black and some of the other guys that were on the radio station. But one of the reasons why they decided to keep his name Pharaoh Black, I love this, is because Richard J. Miller, the president of the St. Louis radio station KXLW, who must have a tie to KUXL, said that, let me see this here. Announcers on white stations used their own names, while black DJs were given the name of a clown, a name in keeping up with the false and grotesque stereotype of the idiotic smiling Negro. He becomes Uncle Snuffy, Radio Daddy, or the Catman.
Uh-oh! I was used and didn't even know it. Because that was Jim Chanel's idea to call me Catman. I'm going to demand reparations.
Yeah.
I am.
Crazy.
People always told me I sound black because of the tone of my voice, so now I'm coming after the dough.
How many years later are you going to go for, you're going to say, how long ago was the Catman?
It was the last time I was Catman was 1976.
Okay. So,
maybe 77. No, 76.
They were good at
Well, I mean, people like the Siegel brothers all called me Catman.
So they were.
That's how they knew me.
They were so good at using you that you didn't even realize it till 50 years later.
You know, that was Hubbard that did that.
That's fine.
Oh, so
play us like a fiddle, Daddy and Mommy.
Oh, you mean Chanel did that? Played me like a fiddle.
I'm fine.
Jim Chanel was the PD.
You think my real name's Brittany Arneson?
Yes.
Oh, yep, it is.
Yes, I do. Now, Kristyn Burtt, I think that's a fake name.
I do too.
It's made up.
So fake. No, it's real.
What's going on, Gladys?
It's my birth name, too.
Your birth name was Kristyn Burtt?
It is, yes.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
So I have a question for you, and we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but the fact that you live in Los Angeles, are people growing tired of the extreme positions of both the left and the right?
I think there's a lot less political talk these days.
Good. Thank
God.
God.
And we're seeing, the one good thing that we saw, especially even at the Oscars this year, less political chatter in the acceptance speeches, because people really just want to hear you cry over, I don't know, your mom or something like that, or the struggle you had to get to the Oscar, instead of listening to, a political position, or just thanking your agent and your manager and your business manager and all of the people on your team, that type of thing. So I think we have at least taken a couple of steps back.
I hope so, because it's getting really obnoxious. This whole thing with Miller Lite now, they're going after Miller Lite because there were women in bikinis or something, whatever, right? Now, I will tell you that back in the day, growing up, I had a friend, and I won't say what his name was. He was a black man in America today. And if I brought this up to him today, he's not around anymore, unfortunately. He's no longer with us. But if I brought it up to him today, you know what he'd say about that?
What would he say?
I'd say, blah, 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 because I don't want to say his name. A lot of people going after Miller Lite right now because they have bikinis in their ads. And he goes, are they women that are coming after? I said, yeah, they are. Bikinis, huh? I said, yep. Well, they probably got a fat ass. I loved him so much. The reason you don't like bikinis is because you got a fat ass.
Which is actually a real reason to wear a bikini.
Oh, is it
Exactly, I was
really?
gonna say
Is it
the
really?
Tiny is swung in a different direction.
It
and
sure
you should
has.
have
Like
a
at first,
juicy booty.
yeah, at first I thought he
No,
was
it's
pro
true.
it, like saying like, yeah, that's a good reason to wear it. That fat
And
ass.
it's so funny. Yesterday, they released the cover models for Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Oh, yeah.
And Martha Stewart.
I saw
The
that.
oldest supermodel. I'm calling her a supermodel, but the oldest person ever on the cover. She's 81. She looks amazing. And she took it seriously. She was like, I did Pilates, I ate right. So you can be, I would call Martha Stewart definitely kind of her own feminist icon. You can be a feminist icon and be on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
That's the exact
and do
point.
It your way.
That's a beautiful point you're making. She can do it because she earned it. She can do whatever. It's her life. Let her do what she wants. She wasn't worse. Now, is she the one that was caged heat, or was that somebody else?
She did go to federal prison.
I thought she did, yeah.
She went to Camp Cupcake, they called it. She went
I want to go there if I ever go to prison.
The easier federal prisons, and she taught
Yeah.
actually did a really good job behind prison wall. She made good use of her time. She was helping them learn to bake and how to knit, and I mean, she actually took her lifestyle mogul skills and taught these women, and she was very popular from what I understand.
I could see
People
that.
loved her.
Now, I got to ask both of you women in the room, and you've already made a statement, and Brittany already made a statement. Why is it, and I don't know if it's these woke people or not or whatever, so now wearing a bikini is a horrible thing. Why?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh,
I think,
they're coming after this Miller Lite ad big time.
Well, I mean, I think to sell beer, it's like, and I will say this because I used to, and I don't even know if they still exist, but there were Miller Lite girls. I didn't do that, but I used to represent an alcohol brand in bars. I did Grey Goose vodka back in the day.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And they would have us dressed in like these just black outfits. They were fine. I mean, like little black dresses, they were cute. But I think that if you're putting women in bikinis in a bar with alcohol, which does happen, it used to happen back in the day with Miller Lite, things can happen because people get drunk, people get handsy, and it kind of like those two kind of tie in together. So you get the sexual harassment tying into what some people view as a sexist view of women in bikinis to sell alcohol. So it's a very mixed message, and you have to be really clear with your advertising of why you're doing this.
Okay, am I a hypocrite because I just thought of something? The two of you, both women, said, well, they do what they do, wearing a bikini, and if you have a big butt, that's fine, and everything. So you went that way, right? Is it okay for me as a man to say, I cannot even look at a banana hammock? I can't do it. Those men that wear, it's literally a little piece of thread and then something covering their package. Isn't it? That looks a little uncomfortable.
It's your choice. It's your choice not to wear one. It's your choice not to look at one. But I would tell you, back in the day, before they wore those like full suits, the Olympic swimmers in like their tiny little Speedos looked fabulous. They looked amazing.
They did. I agree. But this one is just literally covering the genitals and nothing else.
And there are some bathing suits that are like that too for women.
Oh, there are. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them don't cover the bottom anymore, your butt anymore. You know, they go right up the crack.
They're called
and,
cheeky.
A lot of people don't like that.
They're cheeky.
They're cheeky. And I think, Kristyn, we were talking about this earlier, and I'm so a fan of neutrality. Like, clothing cannot be inherently evil. It cannot be good. Wearing a bikini doesn't make you a good person or a bad person. Having a big butt does not make you a good person or a bad person. If I see the edge of your ball sneak out of a banana hammock, it's fine. I'm so about, like, as long as you're not, like, standing over me and being like, look at this, then I don't care what you wear. Go for it.
Yeah,
I agree. And you do what you got to do, right?
You got to do what you got to do.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point again in at least America? The world is probably shot, but can we ever get back to a kind of a tolerant middle? How about that? What do you think of that act? If we could tolerate people murdering one another and let them out of prison early, like we're trying to do with every murderer in the country, why is it okay to tolerate murder but not a swimsuit? That's a little odd to me.
it goes through like so many cycles too, because a lot of these become cultural touch points, and they become cultural touch points on TV shows. And I'm talking about those, biased news, both sides will pick something. They'll pick a topic because they know it'll have viewer outrage and things like that. And I do hope that we're pulling back a little bit on some of these news channels and like trying to find like, let's just report the news. Let's report what's happening with our elections. Let's report what's happening in our country, and not find outrage in the most ridiculous things. So, and I think we're seeing them pull back a little bit with Fox News. We no longer have Tucker Carlson, who was a lightning rod for a lot of things. I know some people like him, but understand that he caused a lot of discourse and helped with some misinformation. And that happens to the other networks too. So don't, but I'm hoping that everyone kind of sees what's happening with the lawsuits, and starts pulling back on that, because it's not helping society whatsoever.
No, it's not. And that's, we've been talking about that on this show the whole time it's been on. And I talked about it on my previous show quite a bit, is these guys are lying to you because they make more money by lying to you. Now, if you want
the evidence is there, and that's the other thing we need to say. The Dominion lawsuit, if you didn't believe it before, take a look at the court documents, which are all public record. They are those text messages that were released. All of those radio, TV personalities, and it was Tucker Carlson, it was Jeannie Pirro, it was Maria Bartiromo, and who am I missing? Sean Hannity. Those four, their text messages, they were saying one thing on the air to you, and they were saying something else in their group text messages to each other.
And that's what they all do on both sides. CNN does the same damn thing. I can't watch any of it anymore. I just can't.
Right, and exactly. If we pulled group text messages from another network, it's going to be something very similar. And that's where I was like, find yourself unbiased news sources and just get the facts, people.
It's not easy to do. I mean, the biggest problem that I have with all of this, with like, Fox, I don't watch anymore. I don't watch CNN anymore. My wife, again, talked to me about not doing that. All it does is piss you off. So why do you even watch that stuff? Because CNN's big crime was supporting this Russian disinformation BS that everybody knew was BS, but CNN couldn't wait to get on TV and tell you how true it all was. Well, now we've gone through the court system and found out it was a flat-out lie, just like the other thing was a flat-out lie. So when are we going to stop allowing people from both parties to lie in our face? Got to stop.
Well, people are starting to be held accountable, and I think we're starting to see a lot of that. And hopefully with what has been happening and playing itself through the court systems, like George Santos is one.
Oh my God, there's another genius.
He's a congressperson from New York, if people don't know, and he sold a whole web of lies to get himself elected to Congress. So he's being held accountable, and we will see how that plays out, of course, in the court system as well. But I hope people are watching that. I hope people are realizing that, you can't. Accountability, instead of cancel culture, accountability culture, I think, is extremely important.
I love that. That's a great accountability culture. Sounds good to me. Like I said, I like Democrats. I like Republicans. I like centrists. It's these people on the far left and the far. I can't take any of them anymore. All they do is make that. I did make one huge mistake last night because I'm avoiding watching the news. Right? I watch the local news because it doesn't get political. I watched it. I can't remember I think the series is called like While the Rest of Us Die or something. I think that's the name of the series. And last night it was about food and farming. If you never, ever want to look at Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos again, watch that show. Those people, particularly Bill Gates, funded regenerations of food that's nowhere near as healthy for us. You know that he is the biggest landowner in the world? That makes sense. He owns land in like 18 states in America. And it's all to grow food that he processes. He's got his own setup. And I guess, they claimed on the show it might be deadly, as a matter of fact.
Well, if anyone vacations in Europe, if you've ever been, and Americans, this happens a lot. They're like, I lost like 8 pounds while I was in Europe, and I ate my face off. I was eating carbs. Things that we're told all the time, like I'm eating carbs. But remember, you're essentially getting farm-to-table food in Europe. Or there's a lot of preservatives that we have in our food here in the U.S. that are not allowed in Europe. It's why even I get it. We're doing more walking in Europe, but you're still eating more calories and still losing weight because their food source is more pure. And I think that's anyone who goes over, and you know what, pretty much anywhere in the world, you notice that you feel better. You don't feel bloated and disgusting.
Well,
it's because of our food sources here in the U.S.
And that's what they said in the show last night, that in America, you're never, ever going to get full because the food you're eating makes you hungrier.
That's sad.
So you'll buy more of it. Isn't that just disgusting that they got away with that?
Yeah, it's why you have to actually read ingredients on your food.
You do.
When you go food shopping,
Yep.
you just literally need to be able to read everything and not go, what is that? I have no idea. I can't even pronounce that.
Indeed. So be careful what you eat and do the best you possibly can and move forward, right? Just eat at McDonald's. What do you think? That'll be it.
You know what? There's nothing that beats an icy cold fountain Coke from McDonald's.
See, there you go.
That
Now
is no lie whatsoever. And I know people, I don't drink Diet Coke, but those of you who drink Diet Coke will probably say the same thing. The ratio of syrup to CO2 is chef's kiss.
A Diet Coke and a vanilla cone used to be my jam. Oh, I loved that.
If the ice cream machine's working.
Yeah.
That's true.
I don't know what
that is. True.
Yep.
Well, look at all we learned today. So I think instead of looking at people like, oh my God, you're so anti this, anti, no. I just can't take the edges anymore. Far left, far right, shut up and stay away from me. I want to live my life. You go be miserable by yourself. Because they're miserable people. Does anything make you happy? I got a great wife and kids and friends and grandkids, and I got a lot of great stuff in my life. I mean, not Brittany and Rudy, but everything else.
Yeah, but in comparison, though.
What's that?
We set a good comparison.
Yes, that's right. You did me a huge favor. All right, sister. So we will settle in. I just literally, if somebody wants to wear a bikini on a Miller Lite commercial, who cares? Right?
I think I will say the bikini on a Miller Lite commercial runs into a lot of issues for some women.
Like
because
what?
you have to understand, it's like it is a sexist, because you're appealing to men.
But
and
that's
guess
not
what?
sexist.
Women also drink beer.
You're appealing to men. That's their job.
But women drink beer too.
I don't know any women that drink a lot of beer.
I don't.
That's
but
weird.
I mean,
there are plenty of women that do.
Well, that's why the marketing is not exactly ingenious, but I wouldn't say it's inherently bad. I just think sometimes you close off it seems like beer does not want to make money nowadays, where they are very we're going to only market to these people. Oh, okay. And I hope that there's a yin and yang and that they're smart enough to maybe throw some man candy up there, but at the same time, I'm not
candy.
I'm not worried about their bottom line.
No, I'm not either.
They're doing fine. But you know what? Beer is always like that Americana ad. Sell a bunch of Americana because we're all Americans, and those who want to drink beer, it's going to be men and women, not just men.
No, I
appeal to
understand
everyone.
that. But I don't get upset by it. First of all, I'm not going to go buy a beer because a woman appeared in a bikini.
Yeah, I think
I don't care.
That's so funny to me too. I don't know if that's ever goes into play when somebody's buying. Do you remember being a kid and you'd go in some guys' garages and you'd know that they would have the beer poster or the beer thing?
Oh, the Snap-on Tools calendar? Oh, yeah. I can't tell you how many times I just go sit out in the garage because my old man had one of those hanging up.
Yeah, isn't that funny? And I don't know if you make choices built off those photos, but again, now we're getting into a deeper hole of what works, what doesn't marketing-wise.
I like deeper holes.
What was the last thing? What was the last commercial you watched that made you buy something? I don't know. I don't watch commercials, so I can't really say I've been highly influenced.
We probably don't know. We probably don't even remember why we're buying it. That's probably true.
Mine was Power Lodge.
I love Power Lodge.
Yep. That
My
got
buddies.
me.
Oh, you mean with the pontoon?
Yes, I thought
okay.
that was good.
Here we go.
I was trying to set us up saying that our commercials
Let
work.
me get my wallet out for Brittany's pontoon.
Thank you.
I do an ad for a place.
That's a good one. Travel commercials might get you.
Mm-hmm.
But the food commercials, beverage commercials really go, oh my gosh, I need to get that burger.
If I see some tits, then yeah.
My God, here we go. Do you have one more minute?
I do.
Because I want to bring something up because I just literally brought this up, I think last week, that I quit going to college after one day because I was talking to all the people in the class. before the professor got there, and they were just nice, normal Minnesota people. And then as soon as the professor walked in, they all acquired this slightly British accent because I guess they thought it made them smarter, right? They're like, oh, Professor, how are you doing today? So it wasn't exactly a British accent, but it leaned heavily toward British accent, right? Mm-hmm. I just saw a headline today that's so weird because that was many years ago. But check this out. There's a new trend. Speaking with a British accent because you're nervous. Do you think going all the way back that these people were nervous and that's why they did that? I wonder if that's true. I've never seen that explanation before. Because they all did it. I'm terrible
at accents, so I think that would be weird if I did that.
Professor. You can say professor.
Professor.
See, you did it. Touchdown. Touchdown.
Professor.
How are you doing, Professor?
I don't know what accent you guys are doing, but it is
the made-up one.
British. No, and I'm like, the only accent I can do that's exaggerated is a New England accent, and it has to be exaggerated. I can't do it like in a normal conversational voice. So
I understand.
Be Professor.
All right, Pally, we'll talk to you. Professor, we'll talk to you tomorrow. You've made me nervous now. I must go on.
I will see you actually in
Don't do that, head. She's doing
family.
this too.
She's actually going to see you on the family podcast.
Yes, I look forward to it.
10:45, but I'll see everyone else tomorrow.
Thank you. Bye. Kristyn Burtt, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back right after this, I promise.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. You know, I've always said you can't count on 2 nice weekends in a row until mid-June in Minnesota. Well, once again, I'm right. What better time to lose weight like I'm doing with mnfatloss.com. The program has been great for me. I've lost 20 pounds, and I've been on the program for exactly 1 month today. I'm not feeling hungry. I am feeling a lot healthier, and I've got plenty of energy. You know me. I'm not going to count points or eat prepackaged meals. Certainly no hypnosis is going to happen. I wouldn't follow a fat loss program that isn't safe. I got to be around to do this podcast because my name's on the show. You know what I'm saying? I'm proving that you can lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a couple of months. Do yourself a favor and check out the program at mnfatloss.com. Of course, results may vary, but I'm losing weight, and I do feel great. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, like I'm doing, that's about a pound of fat every day, by the way. No exercise required. Schedule your free consultation. Go to mnfatloss.com. That's mnfatloss.com. Be sure to tell them that Tom Barnard sent you. There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a 6-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live on the Tom Barnard Show app or at tombarnardshow.com.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching MyPillow 2.0. When Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with the brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread. The MyPillow 2.0 is the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0. Buy one, get one free offer with promo code TOM. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Promo code TOM or call 800-516-5146 to get your MyPillow 2.0s now. I love that the end when it goes boom, boom. Why is there a boom at the end of it?
It's to help a marker.
Boom.
Boom.
It all works out in the end, ladies and gentlemen. It is National Barbecue Day. Why would they have Barbecue Day on a Tuesday?
I think it's just like May 16th, so it just keeps falling on. But you're right. It should be
Move it
the
around,
first. Yeah, I
right?
like that. That's what I think they should do with Halloween.
Move it.
It should always be like the last Saturday of the month.
Aren't they trying to get rid of it now? They're trying to get rid of Halloween because it's too much fun. That's what I saw in the national news.
Weird little hole you found that in. No, nobody's trying to get rid of
I
Halloween.
think it was called CBS. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, that's a little hole.
Ooh, I'm telling Frank Vassalero you said that.
Yeah, I'm not scared of Frank.
See, now that's a perfect example of how I approach life. You know, as I told you, I like Democrats, I like Republicans. I don't like extremists, but I like Democrats, I like Republicans. I like Chris Egert, and I like Frank Vassalero. They're direct. Well, they're not direct competitors because Frank's on at night and Chris is on in the morning. So that's a different setup, right?
Yeah, I would like to see them like arm wrestle, and then that's who I'll be.
They're about the same size. Frank might be a little taller.
A little
maybe.
Taller. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
They're both pretty tall guys. Like whenever I see them, I don't realize that until we see them in person, and I'm like, whoa.
6'3", 6'4".
Yeah.
They both are. And then we got to get Shelby in here again.
I know.
I miss Shelby. I haven't seen him in a while.
I love him, and I love Frank Vassalero's dogs. So
not him, but his dogs.
I actually really like him, but I love his dogs.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with loving dogs.
No.
Honest to God, Jude last night, he just literally, because he was gone
so
for
happy. I bet.
3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
He literally he stretched himself out so his head was kind of like about 2 inches to the right of me, and his tail was about 2 inches to the left of Catherine.
He's like
totally stretched out. I'm being by both of you.
Because I know Alex probably treated him like $1 million, but she also probably treated him like one of the many things that she's dealing with. You know, like.
Oh, you don't know the story, huh?
Oh no, what happened?
Alex went with Catherine.
Oh yeah. So Dan watched.
Yes.
Oh.
Exactly.
I forget. I knew that, actually.
Yeah, we were working here in the rain, pouring rain. Don't worry about it.
And so I'm sure Dan treated Jude lovely, but...
He likes their dogs, too.
But you know what? He's not nobody's dogs are nearly as spoiled as Jude. So...
Oh, there's no question about it. And by the way, if there was a choice to be made, when we're both there, that's great. But if there's a choice to be made, I lose every time.
Yeah.
Catherine is the queen of the earth for him, and that's just how it is.
And what I really like about Jude is who I obviously don't get to hold him or pet him if
Judy.
Catherine's around that much. But the minute Catherine's gone and he looks at you and he looks at me and he's like, which one looks a little more like Mom? And I'll get him.
Exactly.
I get him to acquire Jude. I took him to a wedding in South Dakota once, Jude.
There you go.
I was watching him and I was like, well, I have to go to this wedding. Can I take him? And Catherine's like, we do not care. That dog... He is not a stranger to a hotel room bed.
Oh, no. He's, well, this isn't a Marriott.
Yeah, that's what he was mostly pissed about. He was like 2 out of 10 on the continental breakfast.
That's about it,
He was the hit of the wedding, and there's a video I have of him. It was this really fun. They had restored their family barn, and it was a really fun wedding. And he was in heaven because a roll of toilet paper flew in the grass, and you would have thought, because he's obsessed with chasing things.
Yes.
And there was 12 people videotaping him unrolling these toilet paper rolls and running across this farmland, and I was just
That's Judy.
Do I have to pick that? Do I have to claim him? Do I have to pick that up? I'm like, whose dog is this?
What? Get that thing under control, would you?
Somebody. I'll
Honest
grab
to
him for
God.
now, but I'll find the owner.
My favorite still name, because he was named Jude because of Hey Jude.
Yeah.
I think Alex actually brought it up to
You
Catherine.
guys are
and
big Beatles fans.
yeah, we are big Beatles fans. That's true. So his name is Jude after Hey Jude.
Yeah.
But I will never forget the first time we walked on the beach in Palm Beach, Florida. And Jude was causing trouble, getting it, so Catherine, and he kind of ran off.
Yeah.
So Catherine had to yell for him.
Yeah.
The one word you don't want to yell in Palm Beach is Jude, because
Yeah.
they can't hear the D. It sounded like she went, Jew!
Yeah, it's not great.
Like 50 people turned around and stared at her.
That's why I
And she
call
goes,
it-
Judah, Judah.
Judah. You got to throw the E on there. I always go, Judy.
Judy, yeah, Judy. That's what you got. Good idea. But honestly, I will never forget that. They all turned their head like, oh my God, what the hell is that?
You know, we had, oh God, this is such a bad story, but my cousins, and so it was my aunt and uncle, and my cousins had this, not Newfoundland, an Airedale
Oh, yeah.
named Digger. But they had a little kid who had a hard time saying it. And we're always like, no, Chris, you don't have to say it. No, we'll get
Oh,
Digger.
yeah.
We will get Digger. And he's like, just screaming it. And we're like, no, we got this.
Let's not do that. Well, same thing happened to Mordall. Remember that?
What was his dog's name?
It wasn't his dog, it was his son, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I
And
don't know
his
this.
nickname was Knickers.
Yeah, not great.
And he was looking for him once in a grocery store in the city.
Yeah.
And he kept hollering, Knickers, Knickers.
That's not great.
Didn't go over too big, I will tell you. It's like, oh my God.
Nothing's more mortifying.
Nick,
Yeah. My child.
my child, come to me.
My stepdad, and he had no ill intent, but I think
Right.
the kiddos named their black lab Spook. And it
Yeah,
was,
because,
yeah.
dogs were spooked back in the day.
And I didn't know until later that we grew up with Spook. We loved Spook. I didn't even realize later that was some racially charged, terrible word. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't know where they came up with spook for black people.
I don't know. And maybe it's so
because aren't spooks
old.
white?
I don't know. Maybe it's so old that
You're a spook.
I feel like a spook.
You should be.
I know. I hate that we said that. Oh, God.
Oh, you're fine. We're not calling anybody. I called you that name.
That's true. Like, that doesn't make it better. But no, it's funny. You have no idea things are racially whatever when you're running around like a little kid.
Yeah. Oh, God, no. Yeah.
No
yeah.
idea
Nope.
until then you find out and you just go, oh, God.
I had an old program director get on my case one time because on the air I had said, well, I don't know, let's just call a spade a spade.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And he was like, you can't say that. I was like, what do you mean I can't say that?
Isn't
He
it
goes,
for cards?
that's what I
Yes,
thought. I was
it's
like,
the card.
It's, yeah, you call it exactly what it is.
God.
Let's
Yeah.
call a spade a spade. He's like, no, what are you doing? You're going to get us kicked off the air.
What
What
is
Never-
that?
I have no idea. I've never heard that term used
a
racially
spade.
ever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's mostly in Westerns, old Westerns, they use the term spade.
No, I guess
Yeah.
I always thought it was a card thing.
I think so.
It is a card thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the ace of spades. That's
Sure.
like the most important card in the deck, isn't it? I guess.
Depends what game you're playing.
Well, I suppose that's true, yeah.
Yeah,
That
I'd
makes
never
sense.
heard. I use that all the time. A spade, a spade.
Well, I get offended every time somebody honkies their horn, and I start yelling at them.
Yeah,
You racist pain in the ass.
luckily, you live in Minnesota, and we will do anything to not use our horn. We'll go, hey, sorry, I need to get by. Oh, we barely use our horn.
Well, you can't honk at people and ruin their life, both. So they focus on what's really all about, Minnesota's all about.
You can do both.
Oh, you can? Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. You can get both done.
Yeah.
Yeah, all this names, calling each other names and all this. Well, like I said, when I lived with Victor and Gail, two black people up in Grand Forks, North Dakota, he literally said to me, you know, Tom, you can use the big N, but only in the house.
I'd be like,
I'm like, oh, okay.
Is this a trap?
I know.
Yeah, is that a trap? No, it was, and he just started laughing. He thought that was funny. And we have different lives. We grew up around different people. We're not all the same. Stop trying to make us just one person.
My friend Shannon, who you've met, who filled in for me many times.
Yes.
She and I would we would be in an ambulance driving for medic stuff all the time. And she'd be like, come on, Brittany, just say it. Just say it. I go, no.
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
just
Brittany.
say
You
it.
know you want
Just
to say it. I go, I have no. And she'd be like, and then she'd, be like, come on. And she'd be like, that was a test. Like we laughed so hard.
One of the great things about living with Victor and Gail was Victor and I would go out to different different like house parties and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I would always be the only white guy in the party. And it took about 5 parties before the tension went away. It was kind of interesting,
I
actually.
could see that, yeah.
At first, a lot of people there were not happy that I was there. But then they realized I wasn't a reporter or, a politician, so it worked out in the end. We can, I'm telling you, if we got off the negative side of everything, it'd be so much easier to get along with everybody, I can't even tell you. Tell me a joke, right? Make me laugh.
Yeah.
Be nice. That's it. Yeah. So shut up on top of it.
I'm with you, and I think it's one of those things where if you're living it, it'll show through. You just have to go out there and live it. Live that exact truth. I mean, life is not as hard as we make it seem. If you were somebody watching what life is like with all these articles and all this stuff, you'd be like, I'm terrified to leave the house. But you leave the house and you go, everything is navigatable. Or that's not
navigable.
Say it again.
Navigable.
Everything is
navigationist.
Nailed it.
There you go. I just thought I'd throw it at her. Give her something else to think about.
I will not.
But yeah, I just, I do have the hard time because I wake up in the morning and I'm happy because I got a great family, got great friends, got a great job, I work with good people. Catherine said it's only after you watch the national nighttime news you get in a bad mood, and we're in a bad mood the rest of the night. So I'm just not doing it anymore.
I love that for us.
I'm just telling you, and they do it so they can make money from it. That's the only reason they're making us pissed off at one another or uncomfortable with another, because they make a lot of money doing that. It sucks.
Yeah, it's all right. We always have to follow the money trail.
Are there national radio shows like that? I suppose, does PBS get over the top with all their politics?
I don't know. I listen to podcasts that are very niche to my wants and needs.
Well, so that's good.
Yeah.
That's what podcasting's all about.
Right? And I'm in a really, really specific bubble. It's lovely.
That is nice to be in a bubble. That's very, very true.
Yeah, like I get really hyper into something and then just find podcasts specifically about that. Or I listen to the Tom Barnard podcast.
You horn tootin'. Yeah, so I mean, just relax. Everything will be fine. Everything will be good. Just stop being pissed off at the world. And if you have to stop watching the national news to get there like I did, then you should stop watching. It's totally worth it. Those 5 people or 4 people that Kristyn named, I couldn't even tell you who 3 of them were, and the other one, I wouldn't watch Sean Hannity if you gave me the money from the show. I've met him once, one of the most obnoxiously arrogant human beings. Well, there's a tie, Chris Cuomo and him.
Yeah.
So there's one from each side.
I would never watch
arrogant
those shows.
Oh, God, no.
I would never watch
Absolutely
those shows.
not.
Oh, we were watching. We're like so into our shows right now. We've got Succession going and Ted Lasso and Last of Us. And the times when we ever, like last night, we got her to bed at a good time, and it was like 8 o'clock, and we go, should we watch Succession? Like, there's so many fun things on TV. Why would you
Catherine and I do that. Yep.
Why would you ever put time and energy into watching Hannity?
Well, any of them.
Yeah, I just mean, why? I would never go like, let's see what his take on this is. Beepy-doop bop bop.
And I've never noticed before, but the one guy I did like that I've talked to several times is Anderson Cooper's a very nice guy.
Yeah, I'm sure he's great.
He seems to be.
I'm telling you, I just want to watch like reality TV and scripted TV, and I'll only get my news from Chris Egert, because he is my #1 source.
You horn tootin', because there's nothing quite like watching Chris Egert deliver the news, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, you get a leg up on it.
Yeah, she brought him in 2 minutes early, too. What do you think of that, Rudy?
I wasn't bringing him in.
Yes, you were.
I was referencing him.
No. You dragged him through the mud, and...
I dragged him through the mud. Being associated with us can't be helpful for his career, though. That's true.
Oh, I don't think there's any question.
That's not true at all.
Well, being associated with us is not... Why are you still on the road?
Yeah.
I'm back on the road again today. Yeah, I meant to tell you guys.
What are you doing?
I'm at a craft brewery in beautiful Minnetonka.
Let's rephrase that. You're not at a craft brewery. You are at one of the best craft breweries in the Twin Cities area. Absolutely. Unmapped Brewing is spectacular.
What is it?
Unmapped.
Unmapped Brewing.
Yeah, I believe Excelsior is not Excelsior. It is Minnetonka, but it's like on the eastern edge of Minnetonka is where Unmapped is. I could be wrong. I'm not sure exactly what city it's in, but
it is in Minnetonka. It's probably about 6 blocks to the border of Hopkins. So
Sure.
it is right on the eastern side.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. So it's Craft Brewers Week, and I was looking for another excuse to get out of the studio, and so here I am.
That makes total sense to me. There's no question about it. I know nothing about. See, that's the one thing I did miss because I stopped drinking like 11 years ago. So I didn't get to go to breweries much. There might have been some, but I didn't even know about them before I gave up the spiel. So I heard that's a lot of fun though, going to breweries.
I mean, it's definitely the hip happening thing. What's funny to me is that it's become completely socially acceptable to bring your kids to the bar.
Really?
When you bring them to a brewery, then it's like it's chill. But God forbid you show up, with your kids at a bar. That's a whole different thing. But culturally, man, you come in here on a Saturday or a Sunday, and there's probably as many kids in there as there are adults.
See, I got to be honest with you. If I walked in there, I'd go, "Where are we in Ireland?" You ever been in a bar in Ireland? They're like newborns in the bars in Ireland. It's like, whoa.
like a toddler serving you.
Oh, exactly. It's like, whoa.
Got to start them young.
You got to start them young. So you're going to do a show from the brewery today, or what are you doing the show from?
Yeah, I'm doing Minnesota Live from the brewery today.
Well, that's cool.
It also happens to be like, a mile from my house, which happened to work out that way.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I get to get home early too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a tough day for you. No question. That's at 9:00 this morning, correct? See, look at that. I'm on your show, the whole deal.
And then I'm gonna drink beer for 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna go home. It's good. It's a hard job.
You didn't finish your sentence. I'm going to drink beer for 20 minutes, then I'm going to go home and drink for 20 hours. You didn't put the 20-hour part in there.
No. I got obligations. I can't be doing that.
I have never seen you intoxicated.
Yeah?
No,
well,
never.
You invite me to that neighborhood party, and there's probably a pretty good chance.
Speaking of that, because I'm talking about bringing the show over to the house to meet all my neighbors, and I want everybody that should fly in. Kristyn Burtt, I would think. Then of course we got Chris Egert, we got Judd and Phil and all those people, and I get a call from Jimmy Francis, the mayor of South St. Paul, Minnesota. He is going to pull over his grill, which is on a trailer, and he said this grill is phenomenal. He's going to put it right in the middle of the cul-de-sac, and he's going to cook out the entire night.
Wow.
So you guys better get there, man. I'm just telling you.
Woo-wee.
You don't like barbecue?
No, I'm excited. I actually
was very fake woo-wee.
I was trying to figure out what...
Woo-wee was fake.
Okay, here's my real thoughts. You can't go in the middle of the cul-de-sac because there's a lot of cul-de-sac games we can play.
Okay, well, we can put it in somebody's driveway then.
Thank you. That's actually where my mind went.
But I got to go around the room. I got to make sure that everybody, because I'd like everybody to make it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So to coordinate all, I'm sure that a couple people are not going to be able to make it.
Screw them.
I agree.
As long as I can bring my kid, I'm coming.
You can bring your whole family if you want.
Nah, Justin's good. I just got to bring Coco. Oh, speaking of.
That's real nice.
Speaking of,
What?
Chris has exciting news for us.
He does?
Mm-hmm.
What's the exciting news, sir?
Oh,
you guys
that's right.
Hang on, real quick. Do you guys want to tease Chris's news, and then we can do a break right now, and then come back and have him deliver his news? Is that okay?
Do that.
Yeah, he can
Let's do that.
deliver his news.
Oh, God. We'll be back.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? An old school website with outdated information? Hubbard Interactive can help. They can do it all for your business. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They can build a 21st century website for you that communicates all the right things all the best ways. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
Hi, this is Tom Barnard. If you've been listening, you know I'm a fan of Nissan vehicles. I own an Altima. My son and daughter-in-law both own Nissans, and we bought them all at Walser Nissan stores here in the Metro. They hang their hats in Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. So why is Walser different than other Nissan stores? And why should you absolutely go there this month? Tell them I personally sent you to lease or buy your next vehicle. First, there's Walser Care, a complimentary powertrain warranty that will keep you covered for miles to come for free at Walser Nissan. This month, you can score 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Nissans, or you can lease the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder S for only $269 a month. You'll need to tell them you want the Tommy B deal, of course. That's understood. So, not just Nissan, but Walser Nissan, Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. Don't forget to let them know the Tom Barnard family sent you and ask for the Tommy B deal. Go to walser.com and select the Walser Nissan store nearest you.
$269 per month for 24 months, 10,000 miles per year, $5,900 due at signing, VIN PC 261725.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword part.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. That was very nice of Michael Bilski to cut that promo for us.
He's so sweet.
He's a good man. Plus, I love the fact that people go into his bank, North American Banking Company, and they walk in and see him and they go, Bilski. I love it when they do that to him. It all works out in the end. So, you were saying something about Chris Egert.
Yes, Chris Egert, will you deliver us the exciting news?
What's the exciting news?
Yeah. So, you guys know, Tom, you know, when I'm back at the studio, that nice gal walks through the shot quite a bit.
Hannah.
Her name's Hannah Conway. She does traffic for us.
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So, Hannah and her husband had their baby last week.
I saw.
So, they had their baby, I think it was Thursday night or Friday. So we won't see her around for the next 3 months, which is great.
3 months?
And, isn't that what maternity leave is?
3 hours. Let's go.
Okay.
Come on, strap it to your back and let's get in there, Hannah.
Right.
Let's go.
I'm going to quote you. If I have another kiddo, I'm just going to bring it in with me.
There you go. Works for me. I love kids. Now, Hannah's a very, very nice person. I love that she sneaks behind you to get in the shot every day. It's hilarious.
I know.
It's fun. People love Hannah because last week she was missing in the news, and we had our listeners write in that were like,
I know.
Did Hannah have her baby? Did Hannah have her baby? And I was like, I'm not going to say. I had no idea. But I wasn't even going to ask Chris until I saw that it was public. So congratulations, Hannah.
So
exactly.
A little baby boy named Brady.
Oh, very sweet. Very, very sweet.
After its father, Tom?
Of course.
Yes.
Tom Brady?
No, I think her husband, Christian, would probably dispute that fact. Yes.
Well, listen, Tom Brady is single and on the prowl, and Hannah is a very good-looking lady. So
That's true.
I'm just saying.
But she's married, so.
Well,
what are you going to do?
Listen, that didn't stop my mom, okay?
Well, that's true. Also, I shouldn't say that because I don't know if she's married or not. I have no idea if she's married.
Well, Chris said husband, so.
She is married, considerably younger than Tom Brady. I'm sure. I mean,
Why is the signal so horrible?
I don't know.
Is there another area you can move to? The signal's terrible.
You should roll your window down a little bit.
I don't think that's how cell phones work.
Well, it's better than, at least we're trying, okay?
Roll your window.
I'll go inside.
Sure, that works.
Yeah, because
Sorry.
That's all right.
You're
That's not a
fine.
problem.
Is that better?
No, the signal's terrible.
All right, I'll walk inside. You guys mute me, and I'll get in there.
Don't scowl at me. I just saw you scowling at me.
I think it's just freeze framing all of his weird faces. It's giving us.
It is. It's freeze framing.
It's everything your worst nightmare about being on FaceTime is like we're getting a lot of
true.
weird Chris faces.
He's like,
yeah, we could just make a picture book of all the faces that have been frozen on Chris this morning, and it would be great.
I really want to know, Chris, when you can hear us, do you think you could take Frank Vassalero in a fight?
He's not talking to you.
I could.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
I could.
Give him the old 1-2.
Oh, that's nice. Now you got them fighting.
I would love to watch that.
There are other news anchors in town I'd rather see Chris punch. I got to be honest with you.
Like who?
Oh, there's one particular little fella that, what an asshole that
Name
man is.
some names.
You know who I'm talking about.
I say that and I have nervous energy whenever you start naming names.
A little guy? I guess I only know one little guy.
I love the way that you said a little guy.
A friend? Someone else in the lollipop guild with me?
A friend of yours?
A little guy?
No, but let me just explain something to you again. Because of your height, you get all caught up in your height. But you bust your ass and go work out. You are not a little guy. I keep telling you that. When are you going to listen to me?
No, as it was once pointed out to me once, somebody said, hey, man, you're a great wingman. If I'm Maverick, you're Goose. Okay, actually, I'm Maverick and you're Gosling. And I was like, you know what? That's funny.
That's
Thank you.
adorable.
What? Yeah, because I'm not a full Goose. I'm a little Gosling.
That's
and I'm like,
cute.
okay, I get that. Yeah. Goose
I don't
and
get the
Gosling.
reference. What
So
does
like
that mean?
a baby goose is called a Gosling.
No, I mean, but what?
Oh, that's Top Gun.
Yeah, Maverick,
See, I don't
Maverick
know
and
anything about
Goose.
that.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that. I usually like Tom Brady.
You guys
He's not
hear
Tom
me?
Brady. Yeah, but your signal still sucks.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It is not fine.
I
It
like
sucks.
I like that you're sidled up to the bar.
You couldn't
I'm
hear.
sorry. This whole in the field thing isn't working out very well.
It's all right.
Can you ask them to maybe hop on their Wi-Fi? That would probably help.
It might.
I'm on it.
Yeah. Okay.
I just got on it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
looking
you did?
better.
Okay. Okay.
But you're still freezing up. I don't know why that is. The picture's freezing up.
It's fine. We're the only. It's fine.
Why don't you pipe down there and let the people in charge run the show
I was just trying to
instead
make
of
him
you
feel less stressed.
destroying
I
it?
don't like it when Chris reminds me of my husband, where he gets a little Eeyore, where he goes, "Oh, I'm the worst," and that's when I go, "Hey, you're doing great,
He
Chris."
is the worst. So he's just telling the truth.
It's true. This is very unprofessional, and I apologize.
You know what? Now, wherever you're sitting right now, you're actually moving properly, and we can hear you properly. So don't leave there.
Oh, good.
And lean over just like you're leaning over. You can't move from now on.
I will stay frozen right here.
Yeah. This is like that old Mr. Bean episode with the rabbit ears, where every time he moves in front of the TV, he can't
Exactly.
see it, but he moves behind it and it pops back on.
Phenomenal. So, Chris, start over.
Yes.
He gave me the evil smile there. I saw that.
I don't want to fight Frank Vassalero. I like Frank too much. There are
Great
other
guy.
people I would enjoy fighting, but I probably can't say.
Are you the now? Why can't you say let's go? Because I bet you and I hate the same people. Although I don't hate anybody, I just dislike people.
We probably do, and probably for the same reasons, but I'm a professional. I can't say that.
Are you and Frank are both what, about 6'3", something like that?
I mean, I might be taller than that, but it's
6'4"?
who's keeping track.
I think maybe you both are. You might both be 6'4". Oh, but who's keeping? Are you 6'4"?
I think we're very similarly sized.
Yeah, you are.
I'd watch you guys fight.
She wants you to fight now.
Listen, Frank's got the bad shoulder. I got the bad leg. Like,
That's
I don't know.
true.
It could be a good match.
I think so too.
I really think the world of both of you. And then you throw Shelby right in the middle, and everything's good to go, right?
He might just come in with some of that, older fella wily ability to just like channel that older man strength and just kill both of us.
And he pretty much has a new heart. So he's like the
Yeah.
equivalent
Yeah,
of like a
that's true.
24-year-old coming in hot. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I can almost guarantee his heart is better off than mine is, for sure.
What's wrong with your heart? You never use it.
Some would say I don't have one.
There's that Eeyore.
There it is,
There's that
Eeyore.
Eeyore energy that we like.
Eeyore's back. Anyway, so in any case, so where are you right now? You're kind of outside and inside at the same time.
I came inside the brewery now, so now
you're in
I'm
the
on their
brewery.
Wi-Fi, so hopefully you've got a little bit better signal.
No, it's
So
much better. It's a lot
Yeah,
better.
it's Craft Brewers Week, so we decided to go live here today. We're gonna talk to people about maybe like yourself, Tom. You had when you were back in your days of when you were boozing, you didn't, craft brewery thing didn't exist. I think there's a lot of people who have heard about it but have never actually gone inside of one because they have their perceptions of it. And we'll kind of go through like what some of the beers are, so you can come in and order the right thing. I mean, I've stood behind people lots of times where people come in and they don't know what to order, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and I'm going to make beer, which it smells very yeasty in here right now.
Oh, I bet.
Very hoppy and yeasty, which I don't know. Is that the right word? Yeasty?
Hey, could you do me a favor?
That'd be weird if somebody.
Could you do me a favor?
Told you smelled.
It wouldn't be great if Tom said it also smells yeasty in here. I'd be like, I better.
No, that
go.
wouldn't be good. Okay, move your head to the right just a little bit, will you? Your other right. That's your left. There, thank you. Hey, you back there, shut up. There's a guy behind you.
Good, he's got headphones in, and I'm very thankful for that.
I'm not. I was trying to get Chris beat up.
I know. If you do get started in a fight, just angle your camera so, again, we can watch.
When's the last time you were in a slugfest? I want to know.
Oh, I mean, never.
No, I never have either. Isn't that interesting? Like shoving
I've
stuff.
gotten in several shoving matches and close to it, but never actually come to blows. I don't know. I got a theory about when you're a bigger guy, it just doesn't happen as often.
Yeah, probably true. Probably true.
I could be wrong.
I don't know. I have no interest in doing that kind of thing. I'd rather just shoot you.
Which we're not going to do.
No, we're not going to do that.
We never have done, just in case
How
anyone's
do you
listening.
know?
Oh, we're going to go with it for now.
What
I noticed Rudy's very silent on this particular conversation.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
Those days are behind me, Chris. Those days are behind me.
What, the shooting people?
No.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rudy had a story about, some one night going down a road in the logging country up there and, just had to take care of business. It sounds like Fargo. Like I can see you having a whole storyline, Rudy.
Like I said, those days are all gone. I'm a dad now, and I think all good parents should have one or two stories in their back pockets of being idiots. And I don't know. Christ, I almost got thrown off of a parking ramp in downtown La Crosse, Wisconsin one night because I was running my mouth.
Ooh.
And trust me, I deserved it. Oh, I deserved it terribly.
Totally.
Oh, because when it comes to some, listen, I'm not as we pointed out, I'm not a very big guy, so I might not be able to take you down physically, but I will try to take you down verbally.
I could see that.
And
I could see people.
Oof, man, when I called some dude Urkel, and that was enough.
I love Urkel. That's a great name to call someone.
He was not, and he did look a lot like Steve Urkel, but boy, he was the wrong guy to call Urkel, and he.
I love that.
He held me out by 1 foot over that parking garage.
Ooh.
I was like, I'm sorry, you're not Steve Urkel. You're more like Stefan Urkel.
Yeah,
You're
there you go. I thought you were Lou Cinder.
Yeah. So.
That does happen at the Mall of America once in a while.
That's a great story.
Don't people leap off the Mall of America like once a year?
Ooh, I hate to bring it. I didn't want to bring it up because I didn't know if it was going to make the news or not. But when I drove up to House of Comedy on Sunday night, somebody had jumped.
They do every year.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. Well, it's not high enough.
No, it's not.
And
4 stories, 5 stories?
Yeah, and they were working on this person in the middle of the road, and it was awful, and everything was shut down. You couldn't get in. Yeah, it's terrible.
Didn't one of a famous comedian jumped off the 5th floor of the Mall of America, but I can't remember who it was.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of open micers want to jump off that 5th floor. let me check and see if there was a comedian that did it.
I seem to remember a comedian jumped off the 5th floor of the Mall of America. But yes, people do, and it's probably not only one a year. People do it every damn year. I don't know why. Because you're not going to die falling 5 stories unless you land right on your head. So it's going to take you a while to die, right?
That's also crazy to me. I feel like if I jumped off this stool at the bar here, I would die. I would like Wile E. Coyote, when he hits the bottom of the canyon.
Yeah.
Just
yes.
There's a little puff of smoke. That's what I feel like would happen.
I know. Getting old is realizing that the biggest threat is an unseen curb.
Oh, for sure.
You bringing that up?
Oh, I forgot. You recently. Absolutely.
Yeah. See. Stab right. Could you take this blade out of my back when you get a chance?
I feel like it was more in your chest, center mass. I forgot recently Tom did fall on a curb.
Catherine drops me off to go run into the bank. I come back out, and I can't find her. So I'm looking around, you got your head up, and you're looking around like this, and you're trying to find her. Not only was there a curb, but there was a pothole over the curb. So I dropped about 1.5 feet and fell right on. I landed on this elbow and this hand, that felt really good. I will tell, because I did not see that drop coming because I was looking for her. Not good.
You know what's another like big fear of mine is anytime I have socks and I'm going on like wooden stairs.
Oh yeah.
That's
slippery.
Like my fear actualized
Mhm.
at this age. I'm terrified.
Okay, now your child is not old enough to do this to you yet, but I want to ask Rudy and Chris, did one of your children, one of their friends, maybe one of your grandchildren, your whatever, figure out that they could take those little, what are they called, pixie sticks, those little things you play games with,
Mm-hmm.
and you can make a little kind of like teepee out of them and
Mhm.
put it on the stair, so when Uncle Tom comes down the stair, you step right on him and it goes right through your foot.
What?
You guys have never heard of that before? Holy God, did that hurt.
This is terrible.
I've talked to a few people it's happened to. The kids don't realize the damage they're doing. They just think it's funny.
No,
Oh,
obviously I've done the move that every parent has done and like stepped on a Barbie shoe or a Lego.
Right. Oh, God, those Legos. Oh, my God. No, that hurts even worse than this.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Oh, stepping on a Lego hurts like a sumbitch.
I know my sister. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Chris.
No, you go, Brittany.
I was gonna say my sister had one of those big rugs that has like a bunch of different colors in it, and so when you would clean up, you'd have to like put your face on the floor, and like if you could see a Lego, because I don't know how many times we're like, oh God.
Oh, that hurts. We should go after
I was
Lego.
just going to say, I hate when my son leaves his Glock on the stairs.
Sure, yeah. You shoot yourself right in the ass. It's unbelievable.
Or sets up that frying pan like Home Alone, and you get smacked right in the face.
That's a great scene when he gets smacked right in the face with that frying pan.
Instant death. But no, you're gonna keep going? Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, so now how long are you going to be at the brewery the entire hour, the 9 o'clock hour of the show, right?
Yeah, 9 to 10.
9 to 10 every day you do it.
Mhm.
And what's the name of the show again? The Chris Egert mess?
It's called Minnesota Live.
Oh, that's right. I once did the promos
Yes.
for it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. That's okay.
But so will there be Schwielen involved on the air?
Schwielen?
Drinking.
Yeah.
He didn't even try to tell you. Yes, there will.
I mean, just a taste. As a journalist, it's my job to be able to experience things for people and then to share that information with them. So I will experience the different tastes, and then I will share that experience with our audience.
And Chris is not driving today. Everybody understand that. He's in the KSTP van, so he's good to go.
I honestly will have like one drink of each beer, and that'll be that.
That'll be that.
And that brewery. It's not high alcohol content usually, right? I mean, the brewery beer, or is it usually? It is?
No, it is.
It can be, yeah. It can be anywhere between some of the beers, but they do have something called a Northern Lights Cream Ale, which is like I think it's like a 4.7 or a 5.1, and it is it's money.
This place is like 5 miles from my house, and there are so many restaurants around it, and they encourage you to have food delivered there.
Sure.
Love that.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That is very nice.
Yeah, it's a really cool vibe, and what a smart, like all these breweries are doing that with or having food trucks or whatever. Like it just encourages people to stay for dinner instead of leaving and go someplace else. So, I mean, from a business plan standpoint, it makes perfect sense that they'd want you to bring food in, and then they don't have to deal with it, right?
Yeah, that's a very good point. See, you guys have that, and I had Stand Up Franks over on Washington Avenue in Minneapolis. What a thrill.
Stand Up Franks?
You never heard of Stand Up Franks?
No.
Rudy, you had to have heard of Stand Up Franks.
What was the other one you always talk about? Mousie's?
Mousie's, yeah. Well, that was downtown.
Okay.
Mousie's in the Carousel.
Stand Up Franks.
But Stand Up Franks was a bar. It was what they called a working man's bar back in the day. But there was a price to get in. If you wanted to be accepted at Stand Up Franks, you had to, one of your first days there, stand at the bar and down 4 ounces of alcohol in one shot. Otherwise, you weren't getting in again.
What's a normal shot?
About 1.5 ounces.
Oh.
So 4 or 5 ounces of downing straight booze. Woo!
Do you get to pick the booze?
I don't know. I didn't.
Okay.
Back in the day, because I was only like 12. So no, that's not true.
Stand Up Franks sounds amazing.
Oh, we should ask people to write in about Stand Up Franks. There are some Stand Up Frank stories you wouldn't believe. And kitty corner to Stand Up Franks, there was a bar, and I don't remember the name of the bar, but that was a cop bar. So if there's any trouble at Stand Up Frank's, the cop bar was kitty corner, so you could go get the cops and they'd come over.
Oh, Stand Up Frank's went under in 2009.
That's
it wasn't
correct.
that long ago that it existed.
God, it was the best. It was such a great place to go. Stand Up Frank's, baby. What does it say? How many murders?
If you were asked for a water, you would be greeted with a stiff drink with a single ice cube in it. After all, what's the difference? What difference would the actual water make anyways? At this bar, you drank the way you were told and you liked it.
You thought I was lying. I wasn't lying. You do what we say or get the hell out. That's just, I loved the place. It was just, if you were one of the people at Stand Up Frank's and you were accepted, you felt like you were the king of the world, man.
One could argue that you wouldn't be able to stand up by the end of the night.
Correct.
Because they had the strongest and cheapest drinks in town.
God, that was wonderful.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
How about Stand Up Tom's? Should we open it again? Here we go.
Oh my God, this place, they had no stools. So if you wanted to drink, you stood.
That's correct. Stand Up Frank's, because they had no stools.
You can buy merchandise for Stand Up Frank's.
Oh, can you?
Yeah, there's T-shirts that are available off the Minnesotan.com.
I have to get them. I have to get one, no doubt about it. I love Stand Up Frank's, man. All those bars. There was Irv's Bar over there. There were all these great bars. Of course, BJ's, the strip club, which is not there anymore either. I'm assuming, because the last time I drove by, it should have been shut down if it wasn't.
Building is still there.
Yeah.
But the establishment has moved on.
How long has that been?
Ooh, it wasn't that long ago.
That's what I thought,
It may have been just before the pandemic, maybe a little bit before that, but it was around for sure, yeah.
I'm out at the Links at North Fork. You know where that is in Ramsey, Minnesota? Great golf course, wonderful golf course. I'm out there, and I'm getting paired up with these two other guys to go out. And then we didn't actually end up going out together, but I was going to be paired with them. And they asked me if I was Tom, from the KQ Morning Show, and I said, yeah. Oh, we're so-and-so and so-and-so. We own BJ's. Like, oh, my God, the old hometown right there, BJ's and blah, 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 and they went on and on and on. I am not kidding. We walk up to pay the tab for our round of golf. Both his dad and he paid in $1 bills.
No, it's great.
No way.
Like, we don't allow glitter on this golf course, sir, but all right.
Now, for people who might not know this, why did they only have $1 bills, fellas?
Because they're bad tippers.
Yeah, that's all they had at the bank that day.
Yep,
yes,
that's
what. Every dollar was paid in $1 bills. It was just, that was something, and we were laughing about it.
Did they have to uncrinkle
them?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. That was also the bar. There were 3 urinals in the men's room. There were 3 urinals right in a row. And the only one that was in there when I went in there was the middle one. The guy to my left was about 6'5", 6'6", very broad-shouldered, big guy. The guy to my right was about, 5'6", something like that, and was not muscular or anything like that. So the little guy looks up at the big guy and says, across me, now I'm standing right between the two, and we're all peeing, and the guy to my right says to the guy to my left, kind of feels like there's going to be some trouble in here tonight. And the big guy goes, yeah, it kind of feels that way. And there's a long pause, and the guy to my right goes, well, if you need some help, just give me the green light. Okay, well, that guy could beat the piss out of both of us, sir, so shut up.
That's
okay?
fun. That's the way that guy gets his cardio. He canceled his gym membership, and he just goes around offering his services to people.
He was drunk and wanted to punch somebody. That's all.
What do they say? There's 2 F's that you want to do when you're drinking, and it's either one of them.
I loved it. Oh, my God, you got to get onto your show in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Again, I apologize for the signal. That sucks.
No, it's great. It's been great for the last 10, 15 minutes. It's been fine. So all you have to do is one day you'll have to come in studio now. That's all there is to it.
I'm into it. And I want to go back and make coffee with the door open.
Yes, please do that, because that's usually Brittany's job.
Here I am being so nice to you, and I'm going, you're fine, and you come for me.
No, here's the deal.
I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weather. Tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's great. It's a great sound. All right, well, have fun today, Chris, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye, you guys. Have
Thanks
a good day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Chris Egert.
Me and my neighbor Priscilla were talking about him last night. He is so likable. It's annoying.
He's a great guy.
She goes, he's like this combination of Eeyore and just this derpiness that we really...
Eeyore?
Yeah, he's got a real Eeyore
He's got an
energy.
Eeyore to him?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
A little bit, yeah.
Really?
I could see that.
Yeah, he's got
Such a
Eeyore
good
energy.
guy.
I'll make him a bracelet.
South Dakota boy. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's lovely.
Right? We actually going to take our break on time. I know it's hard to believe, but we're going to do it. We'll be right back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, you know I've always said you can't count on 2 nice weekends in a row until about mid-June in Minnesota. You know that. Well, once again, I'm right. You notice that I said once again? Did you notice that part?
Yeah, I see that you patting yourself. I didn't know you're that flexible to pat yourself on the back that well.
In any case, what better time to lose weight like I'm doing with mnfatloss.com. The program has been great for me. I've lost 20 pounds in 1 month. Been on the program for exactly a month, as a matter of fact, yesterday. I am not feeling hungry. I am feeling healthier, and I got plenty of energy, and that's just a fact. I'm not pulling your tit here. First of all, I don't lie in commercials. I don't do that. So if I didn't have plenty of energy, I wouldn't tell you I do. But I am feeling healthier. I am not hungry, and I got plenty of energy. I wouldn't follow a fat loss program that isn't safe. You know that. I've got to be around to do this podcast because my name's on the show. I'm proving that you can lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a couple of months. Do yourself a favor and check out the program at mnfatloss.com. Of course, results may vary, but I'm losing weight. I've lost 20 pounds in 1 month. So to lose that 30 in 2 months, I only need to lose 10 more pounds. Look at that.
You're killing it.
I took all the pressure off myself. But I want to lose about another 30 pounds, actually. Get down to about 215. That'd be wonderful. I'd love that. If you want to find out the secret, or 225, I meant, not 250. I might get down. Do you think I should get down to 215?
I think you should live one day at a time and hit your first goal before you start making plans for your second.
Okay, 225. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, just like I'm doing, that's about a pound of fat every day, no exercise required. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That is mnfatloss.com. Be sure to tell them Tom Barnard sent you.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialke from Bialke Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialke Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a 6-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made.
Tonight on an all-new episode of Cops, Officer Arneson whips out her handcuffs.
And I'm that white slut.
That's tonight, 7 p.m. Central, on an all-new episode of Cops.
God, how'd you lift that from the national news? I'm a slut, really?
I'm that white slut.
That's a white slut. That's really nice.
Is that AI? How did you get me to say that?
Because those were the actual words that came out of your mouth.
That's not true.
That's how.
No, I would never.
Well, no, you made the comment yesterday that that Brittany should have been a cop.
I know all. Like, it's Rudy, are you on my side or not?
I am on your side.
I feel like you've been using a lot of these, you've been patching things together. I would never say that, ever.
Say what?
I will not say it.
I don't know what you're talking about now. You'd have to tell me because I have no idea.
Oh, God.
We never patch anything around here.
Pete Davidson has a big dick.
See? Never.
Never happens. Never happens. I still, and I know it's all personal preference, and I understand that, and you don't have to like what I like. He is the least funny human being I have ever seen. Why is he so popular?
I'm into him. Like, I don't think
he's not funny.
I like his not over the top humor, and actually that's why I like Bupkis is kind of a hit or miss from moment to moment to me, because sometimes they go a little over the top, and sometimes, like, they just had I watched, I think it was the second episode where it kind of focused on.
Oh, is that I thought it was a special. It's a series?
Yeah, it's a series.
Bupkis is a series.
Mm-hmm. The first episode, there was
might sell my television.
I know. Well, don't worry, you can get a free one, what Kristyn said yesterday.
Yeah, there you go.
But then the second episode, the first one was really over the top, but the second episode, it kind of focused back and forth when he was at a wedding after his dad had died. And it was really good. And so I like it when he doesn't go too ridiculous.
Yeah, he's too ridiculous for me. That's a good way to put it. Maybe people think he's funny, but he just gets too ridiculous for me.
I see his appeal. I think he's so cute, and I hate that.
Cute?
I know.
A manhole cover couldn't even shut that yapper.
I think he's so cute. I don't know what's wrong with me.
No, apparently a lot of people do because he's on national television constantly.
Yeah, he's on. Oh my God, does he do every commercial now too? It feels.
He
like.
does a lot of commercials. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, and it's all. I'm not saying that if you do like him, you're an idiot. Because some people are like that. If I don't like them, then they're terrible.
Yeah. No, I get.
No, it's not it.
I get evolutionary wise. There's not a lot of reasons that I should like him, but man, I like him. I don't know. He's like lanky and funny, and I just.
His tattoos look like the side of the Uptown Kmart.
Does it really?
They're so bad.
It's just nothing but graffiti all over him.
Why?
I don't know.
But you guys have to keep in mind, I grew up Blink 182, Sum 41, like kind of the old, like the garbage guy look. I love that. And I don't mean the profession. I mean like they are actual garbage humans.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I mean, the biggest problem that I do have, and Rudy would know this, different generation, all the rest of it, but I have a major problem because nobody is ever going to be funnier than my guy, Richard Pryor.
Yeah, but you can't live like that.
Why not? Be funny.
You can't say this is the standard and this is the only. Like, there's different ways to be funny.
Although his humor did kill him in the end, so.
So you wouldn't advise other people to take that route?
Probably not. He liked to pull guns on people,
Sure.
and he was not maybe the friendliest guy, but. Do you think, as a stand-up comedian, that anybody has ever been funnier than Richard Pryor?
You know, comedy's subjective, but I do think that, the Mount Rushmore of comedians, you got to put him up there. He's definitely one of them. But it is crazy to think that guys like Dane Cook and Stephen Wright can be so polar opposite when it comes to their delivery and their jokes, but they get the same exact result, and that is a stadium filled with people dying at their jokes.
And
why isn't Stephen Wright still on? I don't ever see him anymore. He was hilarious.
One of the best.
One of the best of all time.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Why do comedians hate Dane Cook so much?
I don't know. Obviously, there's the thing about the stealing, which I don't think was a whole. I think they kind of blew that out of proportion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel that way too. But I feel like there's probably a lot of like hive mind stuff, right? Because a lot of those same jokes, they weren't like, wow, that's a revolutionary thought.
No, I think Dane was one of those guys that perfected the art of being able to be on stage, and he kind of indicated to the crowd when to laugh because he would do all these crazy, wacky things with his body.
Oh,
really? And then as soon as he got to the punchline, he would stop himself on stage and he would say it, and then she had a cat.
Yeah.
And his body wouldn't move anymore. It was an indicator to the crowd, okay, this is where I'm supposed to laugh. And I think comedians looked at that as a cheap way to be able to get a laugh. But
it worked.
But it worked. You're right.
Like, it was mass appeal. And I feel like it's kind of like you always talk about when people do really well, there's like, we can't wait to watch them fall.
His own brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's its own
thing. His own brother burned him to the ground, for Christ's sake.
But, like, at the end of the day, like, the numbers he put up, you can't deny. I would say that's the Nickelback effect.
Sure.
Even though I am not a big Nickelback fan, I'm not going to deny that They have some good music.
Yeah, Leader of Men is a great record. It's their first record, and nobody knows of it, and everybody just looks at them because of, look at this photograph, and they're like, oh, this is so bad. Yeah.
But even that song, I Want to Hate It Now and Go, oh, it sucked. There was a time, sure, I was blaring that in some Camry that I owned.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever seen the video of a guy in Scandinavia driving his car, and he got that speak to the radio feature in his car?
Yeah.
Oh, have you never seen it?
Yes, I have, yeah.
You've got to see it. Honest God, really. I like to hear Nickelback. And like something totally
Nicki
different.
Minaj plays.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nickelback! He's screaming Nickelback.
I feel like Andy showed it to me.
Oh, yeah, I think Andy did. Nickelback. Settle down, sir.
So we've got Wendy wrote in. She goes, Brittany, I'm with you on the Pete Davidson thing. I don't know why I think he's sexy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
It is
That's
what it
very,
is.
very true. I just don't think he's funny in the least is the problem that I have with him.
Yeah,
He can have a big wiener all he wants. I don't care.
Yeah, that probably that don't impress you much.
No, I couldn't care less.
Yeah.
I got nothing for him. You know what I mean? Look, I mean, there are a lot of people. I never thought that Eddie Murphy was funny.
And
People
like
thought he
Eddie
was just
Murphy's
hilarious.
stand-up, you never thought was funny?
No, I thought it was okay.
What's the red leather one he wore when he wore that
Oh,
red
yeah,
leather and he did that? That was a.
It was a one-word title.
I bet Rudy would know. But
The problem that I had literally is the fact that I grew up, watching so many great comedians, and then Pryor just put the crown on everybody. I don't know if there'll ever be anybody funnier than him. And that doesn't mean that it's the same type of humor. I think a lot of people are very, very funny, as a matter of fact.
Delirious was the
Delirious, yeah, that was the name of it.
Yeah.
And he was doing his Ed Norton impression and all the rest of it.
I mean, I thought that was very funny, but I don't know. I think you close yourself off a lot by saying this was the best and they'll never be better, and now
Yeah, maybe.
But that's okay.
I can't say the name of any of his albums, which really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because he's got the big N in every title that he's ever released, like Super Big N. That was the name of one of his albums. That Big N is crazy. So, you wouldn't want to order that on the phone if you called Amazon. You know what I mean?
No.
You probably wouldn't want to be doing that. Yeah, I mean, I understand. It is all, like, as far as women are concerned. See, I've always thought a lot more women were funny than men.
Oh, I think there's amazing women stand up.
No doubt about it.
Of course.
There was somebody that actually did some scientific research to this about who is funnier, men or women.
Mm-hmm.
And what they've concluded is that when it comes down to men and women being funny, men inherently are funnier because we have to use humor as a way to procreate. We have to use humor as a way for women to find us sexy because a lot of times we can't do it physically, which is not saying that women aren't funny, because I know a lot of women who are way funnier than most of the male comedians I hang out with. But when it comes to actual DNA, we have to use a different tactic to be able to have sex with women because sometimes physically we're not quite there.
I hear you, and I understand where you're coming from, but women on a regular basis probably have more trauma, and if they can turn that into jokes, they're funnier.
That's
period.
true.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I can see both sides.
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from. I think it's just preference, right? Or like the point of view, because, as I get older and have kids, there's things that that is now funnier. I don't want to hear about, I don't think it's as funny or relatable to me about a 20-year-old trying to hook up, but like how you secretly want to kill your husband at the same time, love him to death, like that kind of stuff. Like those jokes, I go, yeah, that's relatable to me. So it's like where you're at in life.
I could see it. But you know what? I maybe should go back and start, because we live different lives and been through different things and all this stuff. I should probably go back and watch some of those guys and see after all these years if I think they're funny now, because I might.
Yeah.
You never know.
I would say the comedy album we used to listen to on repeat in the car. It was me and my friend Jamie. Was Dave Chappelle. We thought his stand-up,
very funny,
with all the Sesame Street characters that he would talk about, and it was so funny. And like to this day, I know that one stands up for me. That one still.
How about the milkman who brought milk to the house of the N family, and they were all white?
Oh, it was so great.
Oh, that's the show, the TV show.
On the Chappelle show, yeah. Well, we know how you don't pay your bills on time. Oh my God, I was dying.
So funny.
That show was fantastic. I mean, that was They had the black draft for all the sports.
With
Remember
Tiger
that?
Woods? Oh, yeah.
Tiger Woods, that's right.
For shizzle.
For shizzle.
Oh, for shizzle.
And Wu-Tang Clan was accepted by the Asians, and they're like all excited
They're all
about
excited because of Wu-Tang Clan.
it. It was so
God,
funny.
that show was funny.
Dave Chappelle is hilarious.
Are they after him still? They went after him because a friend.
He made a comment about the trans community.
But it was his friend, I thought.
I mean, either way, and I think somebody tried to come at him on stage. Dave Chappelle, nothing will shake him.
Oh, I remember that. You're right. Somebody ran the stage on him.
Nothing's going to shake him. He's at a point in his career, in his life, that he doesn't need. I don't even think his goals are not to be constantly famous or liked. He doesn't even care. It's just, he's just out there. I mean, he's obviously just loves doing stand-up because he doesn't have to do it, and he could do whatever he wants, and that's what he chooses to do. I've met him a few times, and he just seems like that's what he wants to do.
Okay, so I have a question for you. It's been lingering now for about 150 years. Do you think, because this has been you probably run into this, that do you think over the years that the funniest people on earth are black people and Jews?
Yes.
See? Immediate response, because it's true.
1,000%.
There you go.
They just are.
All right.
Look, you can go all the way back to Alan King. Made it very clear that he was a Jew when he came on Ed Sullivan, and he was hilarious.
And maybe it's again that trauma piece.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Trauma plus time equals comedy, right? Isn't that the equation?
Yeah. Go ahead and try to be a just a white honky comedian and go and try to do a black room somewhere. You'll get destroyed. The people in the crowd are 10 times funnier than you when you're on stage.
That's true.
It's so true. And my buddy Ryan, who's a Jew from Los Angeles, one of the best writers ever. He sent me some audio of him at a roast battle at the Comedy Store last night, and every joke he was battling a guy in a wheelchair. And,
oh God!
And the guy in the wheelchair is very funny. I mean, he had some jokes that were just like on fire. But these two guys going back and forth, and at the end of it, I thought anybody else who would tell those jokes could never get away with it. But because Ryan is who he is and has the background that he has, I'm like, good on you for using some of that stuff. It's so good.
That was like your porn. That was like you were the demographic for receiving that video. I bet you were pumped to watch it.
Oh yeah, I mean, he had a joke where he was like, the guy's in a wheelchair, he has cerebral palsy, and he said when Brandon's parents gave him up for adoption, it was when he was 12, and they didn't use an adoption agency. They used autotrader.com. Very funny. Got a huge laugh in the room, but then the guy in the wheelchair gives it right back and gets an even bigger response.
Oh, that's so fun.
I think it's wonderful. But yeah, I mean, because the reason I asked you that is because of where I grew up. Like I said, I grew up in a black, Jewish, and Catholic neighborhood. So do I like them, blacks and Jews particularly, as far as comedy is concerned? Is it because of where I grew up? But no, I just think across the board. And I think it's because, like you pointed out, Brittany, there's been a lot of strife and all the rest of it in their heritage. So, yeah, I think a lot of people ward off kind of not very pleasant feelings with humor.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
It's a coping mechanism. I'm terrified, and you should be worried for Kinley as well. Their personalities are going to suck.
Yeah.
We're not giving them enough trauma.
Yeah, there's no trauma.
No drama.
No. Oh,
it'll work out. My kids have never had any trauma, and they both got an attitude.
Yeah,
so what does that tell you?
I'm going to hire somebody in the neighborhood to just bully Go-Go because
good idea.
She is surrounded by adults who are just giving her everything, all of their attention, all of it. I'm like, your personality is going to suck.
Is Judd ready to go?
Yeah.
Oh, he is there. Okay. There you are. What are you hiding?
I guess so. Good discussion, though. I agree completely. Trauma helps.
Yeah. Trauma helps humor?
Definitely helps comedy, yeah.
I don't think there's any question about that. The people that have been pounded the most, and they don't live very long, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. And look, I'll throw the other one in because where I grew up, I think you get some Italians, Irish, in particular, Catholics, funnier than a sumbitch. There's no question about it. So, and I think it's everybody in this room is right that the trauma causes that. You have to deal with the trauma by, I guess, trying to make other people laugh instead of making them feel bad, right?
Yeah, and I think it also helps to use that because you can joke about those things then, right? Because you've been through them.
Right.
I think what makes it difficult if you've clearly not been through it and you try and joke about it, because it probably falls flat then. But if you've been through it, you've got a right to do exactly that. But as far as Brittany's kid goes, kids now, it's a different ball game. So
it is, yeah.
I wouldn't be concerned, but I mean, as far as being coddled and spoiled and, multiple trophies being doled out in sports, I mean, it's just a different era completely compared to like us.
Well, luckily for her, I am a millennial, and the idea of dedicating my weekend to sports things, I'm also very selfish. So I don't feel like we're going to be doing multiple trophies.
No trophies.
I'm going to be like, you should get into running. Just go run somewhere. Like,
yeah.
I watch my a little bit older of friends with teen kids doing whole weekends somewhere. In Iowa, or even Chris just went to Wisconsin for a whole weekend at a hotel over sports, and I go, ugh.
No, not your deal.
I mean, who knows? I'm such a pushover. I could see talk to me in like 14 years, but like that sounds terrible. Ugh.
Wait a minute, what sounds so terrible?
I don't want to. Every weekend they're going somewhere for sport. Every weekend is dedicated.
That is tough.
That's so much, and I know it's like how it works nowadays. But we had this thing called VAA in Stillwater, and it was real casual sports. And I think practice was the same day as the games. You got a colored T-shirt, and that's what team you were on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to get Coco into. Just a bunch of real casual sports.
Okay, I want you guys to ask him when he gets here, because he'll be here in about an hour, probably about 45 minutes. Andy didn't like to play sports much. They just didn't care for it. He was that kind of deal. But we said, well, why don't you just play soccer, because you don't come in contact with anyone. All you got to do is kick the ball, blah, blah, blah. About 10 minutes in, he comes off the pitch and claims he has a broken leg. And to this day, he won't let it go.
Yeah, he said that you guys made him play a whole game with a broken leg.
With a broken leg. Yes, that's exactly right. They made me play with a broken leg. It's like, no.
As soon as you're out of the room, that's what he tells everybody.
Of course it is. How'd you like to play soccer with one broken leg? That's got to be a thrill, huh?
Yeah.
I believe everything he says.
Of course you do.
Sounds like you. You said sugar tit all the way.
Sugar tit all the way. Get your ass back out there on the pitch. Notice I said pitch instead of field.
Because
I'm really a cool soccer guy.
I was very impressed.
I don't know anything about soccer. I have no idea.
Well, you're up now. It's 0-0. It's a pitch. The standings are what? The table?
The table.
I mean, Tom, you are on the right track.
Well, see, Tino Lettieri, my dear friend, he's a legendary soccer player. I learned everything from him.
Anything I know about soccer is from Ted Lasso, so now I know Premier League.
So you're good to go.
And that's it. Yep.
Is that show funny?
Yeah, I like it. It has some nice moments. I would say season 2 there's some on and off moments.
I heard that was lame.
But I'm having fun with season 3. I'm having fun with season 3. So I think you'd enjoy it.
I'd give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl.
I got to get some laughs, man, because now Abbott Elementary's not making any new episodes because of the strike and all that stuff.
You could go back and rewatch that. I was rewatching an episode of that, and there's a lot of things you kind of don't catch because it's so witty and the writing's so quick.
And I'm telling you what, and I'm not kidding because of where I grew up, those women, those black women on that show, they are right out of my neighborhood. I'm telling you flat out.
That principal, I don't think there's a funnier character ever written.
She hates everyone but herself.
She's so self-centered. And she'll make fun of the other teacher's clothes. Like,
all the time.
That sweater's hideous.
And then what I really love is when she gets so deep into it, you cannot understand a word she's saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You might want to go back and throw some subtitles on because that is some of the funniest writing.
Oh, God, it's very, very funny.
I think Rudy's talked about this. It feels like the writing in a lot of shows now, it's every joke. It's pretty good.
I like it. So, Judd, so the Twins last night had to go 12 innings again.
Yes. Unfortunately, they lost what was an entertaining ball game. I stayed up for the entire thing because it was that much fun. But how is it, Tom? How is it that all of these years after Phil Cuzzy screwed them against the Yankees and Mauer in the playoffs, that he's the guy who called 2 not even close strikes on Kirilloff?
Yep.
And helped at least to screw him again. And then I don't know if you saw it, the call by the first base umpire on that fair foul ball.
Oh yeah,
that he ruled fair in what I've got it written down here in the 8th looked like it was nowhere close.
Mm-hmm.
So they did not get any help from the Blue last night. I'll give them that.
Are you finding the Blue this year are making a lot of mistakes with balls and strikes? And there's some of those pitches are way out of the zone. They call them a strike.
You know, I think that we are, because of the technology now, I think we are just more acutely aware.
Yeah, probably.
And we sort of, because they've got the box now, right? And so I think we see that. And the electronic strike zone in some way, shape, or form, which is being used in AAA this season, is around the corner. And I think our patience for, it's one thing to miss a pitch slightly, right? But that Kirilloff at bat, because he called 2 strikes that were nowhere near strikes, it was so bad that Dodgers television guys were mocking him basically and defending Kirilloff.
Really?
Yes.
Boy, that is unusual.
I think the Dodgers play-by-play guy just said that Phil Cuzzy made a major league at bat even harder, and he was exactly right. Those pitches were both clear balls. It was not close.
So I have a question for you, because I didn't see the game last night. Is it hard to watch the Dodgers without Vin Scully?
Oh, yes.
I loved him.
And
I thought he was wonderful.
He worked alone on television.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
And he deserved to.
He was
but
great.
How ultimately silly does that sound in like 2020, 2019 when at the time, Fox Sports Net, right, had all of these souped up, sound effects and the telecast. And Vinny would sit there working alone on TV, telling stories that were perfectly timed out. So, yes, I miss him greatly.
I do too.
Unbelievable.
And the great thing about him, he put a book out, I don't know how many years ago, it was a long time ago. And he did some appearances on the morning show. And that's how he talks. Well, good morning, Tom. I mean, it's just how he talks.
Cadence was marvelous. Like everything about him doing baseball. If there was a person who was born to call a sport, it was him in baseball, right?
I couldn't agree more. I thought he was wonderful. Just to bring up the Dodgers, I'm like, Vin Scully.
Yeah. And how was the recall, too?
Yep.
Like, to his dying day, I think, the recall, his stories were meticulously planned out. And I don't think he was planning them. I think he just was that good. But, yeah, his loss was one of the great losses to baseball because I don't think there will ever be a broadcaster like him again.
No, never. And that's not to say, by the way, we have been very, very lucky in Minnesota with the Herb Carneals and the Halsey Halls and you go down the list of all these people. I mean, Bob Casey. I used to love that when I walked downtown Minnesota and all of a sudden I'd hear, downtown Minneapolis, excuse me, and all of a sudden I'd hear, Barnard! And it was him like 2 blocks away. I'm like, hey, Bob, how are you? How's it?
Check it out, Tom.
I am
showing Bernard my Bob Casey bobblehead right now.
He is, a Bob
Casey Twins Hall of Fame bobblehead collection.
I love that so much. Why didn't I get one of those? Damn it! Can you buy them still?
You can get one. Yeah.
Oh, you can buy them?
I'm sure somewhere.
Oh, I'll have to get one.
Call the Twins. You know what? Call the Twins. Say if I'm going to get season tickets, I want the Hall of Fame collection. Damn it.
Yeah, right now. Cough up.
Right, bleeping now.
But we have been very, very lucky with our sports announcers in this town. We've had some of the greats of all time, no doubt about it.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, to go back before my time, the Twins? I think starting in '62, it was Herb Carneal, Ray Scott, and Halsey, and Ray Scott was marvelous,
phenomenal, and a great guy too. Just a really, really nice man. No question. He opened a bar after he retired, I know, for a couple of years. Had a bar downtown.
It was right near the Star Tribune.
Yep.
The original Little Wagon was on the corner there.
The Little Wagon. I missed the Little Wagon, baby.
Oh, it was what a great newspaper bar.
It was.
And then Scott's was right by him, but that was a collection of characters there. Can you
those days ago and sitting around, and this is a long, long time ago, You sit in a little wagon and you'd hear all the newspaper guys just arguing about every damn topic and subject. It was phenomenal. They're all getting hammered as hell. It was great. I loved it.
And some were going back to work.
And some went back to work.
I know this for a fact. Some were going back to work.
I know that for a fact, too, because I've seen it happen. And the Court Bar, which was really close to Channel 4, you could find an anchor or two drinking between the 6 and 10 p.m., I'll tell you that.
I bet you could. In fact, I bet I know some names from way back.
Oh, I bet you do.
I bet I do, yes.
I bet you do.
So I think the Court Bar now, Tom, I think it's what is Dan Kelly's.
Oh, really? That's what it is? The Court Bar is now Dan Kelly's? I should go in there again because I used to be in there all the time, but that was, 30 years ago. I loved it. I used to love downtown Minneapolis, and I still do, but I can't go down there without a gun. I'll be honest with you. Can't do it. Isn't that sad?
Mm-hmm. You know, I went down there a ton in I worked at the Strip for 20 years or so, but I went down there a ton in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, but I just slowed down, man. After that, I just slowed down.
Yeah.
So, because downtown, the one thing that's changed, though, is, downtown, the way it used to be, was more fun. Mm-hmm. Because now with all of the condos and apartments, right? It's almost been they've almost tried to turn it into a suburb. I liked it more when it was retail and business and vibrant, and people would get off work and rush to drink. That was more fun.
God, it was so much fun to go downtown. It was, it was great. The Skyway Bar, go to a movie, drink like a fish. Phenomenal.
The Skyway Bar. You could get in some trouble there.
Maybe.
Oh,
my God. Speaking of the Road Warriors, my buddy, should I even say which one it was?
Of course.
He was standing in that, those big front doors that would either go to the bar or the movie theater?
Yes.
Those doors. He was walking by, and four young troubadours thought they were going to mouth off to him. There's actual video. It was the police video that I happen to know a couple of cops that might have had a copy of it. These guys started harassing him, right? Didn't work out too well. The Hawkster, it was Hawk, not Animal. But there is video of him beating the piss out of all four guys right there in that doorway at the Skyway Bar.
Why would you mouth off, though? That's
why?
The question.
Are you out of your
What
mind?
are you accomplishing by getting your ass kicked is today's question.
And they had no chance from jump. There were four of them, one of him, and you could tell that from the first second of that video, this ain't going to end well for these boys. I'll tell you that. Oh, well.
That's unfortunate for them, but it's you know what? Life lesson, Tom.
It is.
For those four young troubadours. A life lesson that sometimes it's best just to keep your mouth shut.
It's true. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. More with Skor North's Judd Zulgad right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Hi, this is Tom Barnard. If you've been listening, you know I'm a fan of Nissan vehicles. I own an Altima. My son and daughter-in-law both own Nissans, and we bought them all at Walzer Nissan stores here in the Metro. They hang their hats in Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. So why is Walzer different than other Nissan stores, and why should you absolutely go there this month? Tell them I personally sent you to lease or buy your next vehicle. First, there's Walzer Care, a complimentary powertrain warranty that will keep you covered for miles to come for free at Walzer Nissan. This month, you can score 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Nissans, or you can lease the 2023 Nissan Pathfinder S for only $269 a month. You'll need to tell them you want the Tommy B deal, of course. That's understood. So, not just Nissan, but Walzer Nissan, Burnsville, Wayzata, and Coon Rapids. Don't forget to let them know the Tom Barnard family sent you and ask for the Tommy B deal. Go to walzer.com and select the Walzer Nissan store nearest you.
$269 per month for 24 months. 10,000 miles per year. $5,900 due at signing. VIN PC 261725.
This is Bob Sansevier, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialke from Bialke Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialke Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
Tom Barnard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from Power Lodge. Enjoy sunset from the water, entertain the kids, and float on the lakes all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud. Hundreds of pontoons in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at Brainerd's newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Enjoy the best days of summer on your favorite lakes in a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge in Ramsey, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine in St. Cloud, and hundreds of Benningtons in stock across all locations. The Power Lodge is your destination before you hit the lakes this summer and cruise at sunset. Fun begins at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Get some throttle therapy on land and water, millermarine.com and powerlodge.com, and you can tell them Tommy sent you. Ladies, all I need is the support of Amy Daniels, with someone will piss him off very soon. Don't you think?
Yeah, we're working on it.
I really need all the support I can get from Amy Daniels. Ladies and gentlemen, the weather, mostly sunny and warm today. Skies may get a little hazy this afternoon as some of the smoke from wildfires in Canada moves south. A high, though, of 82 degrees. They might think it might even get up to 85 today, maybe. Mm-hmm. Wednesday, mostly sunny, a bit cooler with a high of 76. Then Thursday, partial sun with scattered showers, a high of 75. Friday, blustery and much cooler, a high of only 62 on Friday. But Saturday and Sunday, sunny, warm, 72 on Saturday and 74 on Sunday. It is sunny and 65 right now, as a matter of fact. Beautiful, beautiful day. So you're going to get out today at all, Judd? You're a golfer, aren't you?
I'm not a golfer. Phil is, big time.
Oh, Phil is? Yep. So you don't golf at all?
I golfed in the 90s, and I said, you know what, that's it. I'm absolutely terrible, and I'm not athletically inclined enough to improve, in my opinion, so I hung up the clubs. I retired.
I could tell you how to straighten that swing out in a heartbeat. No problem.
I wish you would come along 25 years ago, and perhaps I would have something to work with.
How tall are you?
It's too late. Right around 6 feet.
Yeah, right around 6. So I thought you and I are pretty much the same height. The one thing you have to do is make sure you get your hands up to your right shoulder. It can't be down here because you're going to screw it up. It's got to be up here. And then, so you literally, you might have to rock back on your right foot and actually even rotate your left foot. Are you right hand?
I golf left.
Oh, you golf left. Okay, so you'd have to rotate your right foot back a little bit just to make sure that club gets all the way back so you can actually drop it inside. You'll hit it well every time.
Really?
Yep. Man, we'll get out there and practice.
I could have used this advice circa 1998.
Well, nobody sucked at golf more than I did until about 10 minutes ago. So I've had some years I didn't know what the hell I would take lessons and I just couldn't. But I finally found the right guy, Al Strangs. His name's over at Golden Valley. Al is a phenomenal teacher. I hadn't picked up a club more than 5-10 minutes for the last 6 years. I picked up the club, remember what, and it all popped back into my head what Al had taught me. I was hitting the ball beautifully, just from what he had taught me like 6 years ago.
Really?
It's all in your head, man. It's not
That's a great endorsement right there.
It's not a physical problem. It's a mental problem in golf. It really is. You talk yourself into be even really good or really bad.
As is so much of life, Tom.
Yeah, it's true.
Problem.
We'll have to get out there. So Phil's a pretty good golfer.
I don't know he's good, but he golfs a lot, I think. So perhaps you can teach him too. You see, there's still time to save him.
Because Rudy's a golfer.
Yeah, I golf quite a bit. I'm trying to figure out a way to get out and just hit 9 today because it is going to be beautiful. So.
God, you sound like my
It's
husband.
supposed to be 85 degrees.
Trying to figure out how to get out there and hit. You trying to create 3 hours?
Why don't you go out to like Rush Creek or there are public golf courses that are wonderful.
Yeah, it's not so much about the placement of the golf course. It's more about if I can get my stuff done in time to be able to get to the golf course is what. Yeah, that's the problem. So I don't live too far from Highland and I don't live too far from Snelling. So if I just want to hit quick 9, do it for an hour, just get in and out, those are probably my 2 courses.
I got to be honest with you. My kids went to St. Thomas and St. Kate's. I miss being in that neighborhood because Warwick, Warwick Avenue over there. They lived on that street right there. I used to love going over to that neighborhood.
Yeah,
it's a great place. Don't you think?
It's fantastic. St. Paul I love it.
I do too. Yep.
I love it.
No question about it.
It feels like, St. Paul didn't tear down nearly as much of its history as Minneapolis.
There's no doubt about that. No question. Just along, oh God, what is that corner there where all those beautiful old buildings still are? Down Snelling, is it Snelling? Or is it, no, I think it's further down on, I can't remember.
Talking about like Grand Avenue, that area, Snelling.
No,
and Grand?
I like Grand. I like Snelling and Grand. That's a good neighborhood. But no, this is an older neighborhood. It's within 2 blocks of the cathedral.
Oh, okay.
And it's all those old buildings and a bunch of restaurants and bars and all that stuff.
Beautiful. You're talking about like.
It's Selby and I think is there Wisconsin?
Talking about like where Tom Reed's and everything is.
No,
this is up on the hill. You're
talking
up on the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kind of by the Happy Gnome, like that was around there, wasn't
love
it?
That. I love that. There's like a Russian tea house over there.
Yeah, I love St. Paul.
Really great.
St. Paul Curling Club was on that.
Yeah, it was. Yep, that's
awesome.
the one right there. No question. Let's go get drunk right now. I haven't had anything to drink in 11 years.
No.
I'll go out.
That's not happening.
Let me tell you something. What's your name? Whitney? Oh, you going?
I'm on my way right now.
You hopping in the car right now?
Or I could take a cab or something like that. But yes, absolutely.
One great thing about drinking with me is what I'm drinking predicts how I will be acting. And it happened every time. I never even noticed it till some friends said, Tom, when you drink beer, you can drink beer all night, and you're always in a great mood, and you're laughing and joking. And I can drink a ton of beer and not get drunk. I don't know why that is. And then wine is kind of middling. I relax much more and get kind of, matter of fact, I get a little even tired. But then you go that jump from whiskey to tequila.
Oh my God.
You don't want to be anywhere near me. I'm telling you. I get crazy. I mean, it literally makes me nuts.
I believe it. Yep.
What do you mean you
In my 20s,
believe?
I had the same thing. No, Tom, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Man.
Mixed drinks were in fact, I quit that. I'm like, I become a raging a-hole.
Me too, Pally.
Mixed drinks. But beer, you're right. Beer, it's like, okay.
Brittany said too. Brittany said she gets mean when she
same.
drinks mixed drinks.
And tequila is like one of those things that turns me into a pure raccoon.
Okay.
The things that I think I can do and jump down from
Oh,
and
God.
hide in
Oh,
and
God.
scurry around.
Uh-oh.
I do not. I'm not my best self on tequila.
I'm not either, believe me.
You're a raccoon.
Yeah.
Why is it you think that tequila in particular, it literally pisses me off to drink tequila?
I don't know.
I have no idea why.
It's that agave gives us a little bit of energy.
Is that what it is?
We get crazy.
I mean, because obviously it just brings out what's already in there, right? It didn't put it in there, it just brings it out.
Yes, you're saying I'm in my soul of souls, I am a raccoon. I feel that.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're good to go.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
I'm fine with that.
But anyway, moving on from drunkenness. Oh, I knew.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, the raccoon. Why was it a raccoon again?
Oh, I just become very like survival mode, and
you
again, do these feats. Yeah.
She digs through the trash.
Yep.
Digs through the trash.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love that, watching a raccoon hold up the lid on a garbage can and look inside. Like, are you pulling my tit?
You know how
they literally hold the lid and look in.
we had a raccoon in Bryn Mawr, and if you know anything about Bryn Mawr, it's very much so free to be you and me. We're not trying to kill raccoons out there. There was a raccoon that weighed, I swear, at least 40 pounds. And we were doing renovations, and we had one of those big dumpsters out in our back alley. And this raccoon literally poured himself out of it. It was so fun. He was so chubby. And I go,
I do love
you
that
are
stuff.
a Bryn Mawr raccoon, okay?
Do you miss living in that neighborhood?
Oh, my, so much.
It's a great neighborhood. I love Bryn Mawr.
I love that neighborhood. It was right up to so many running paths.
Did you go to Matilda's?
No. There was...
The restaurant?
They switched that
Right
name.
there on Glenwood.
They had... there's a restaurant there that's now like a Mexican-y kind of tapas place. There's a restaurant there. And then Cup of Java, Bryn Mawr Pizza. I love
This is down. This is a little further west of that.
What's it called?
It's called Matilda's. It used to be 2 blocks even further west, but then I don't know what happened to that building. They moved it back. Am I right with that? Is it Matilda's or Martha's or what the hell is it? It's right on Glenwood and about, oh Jesus, maybe Upton.
I don't know what your Matilda's is, but
There's one there. There's a restaurant there, and it's really good. Because Michael Bryant and I go there, and we're the only honkies in the place, and I love it.
yeah,
fantastic.
There's good food in Bryn Mawr.
Yeah, there absolutely.
Yeah.
I cannot. God, I'm gonna have to drive by there today because I know it starts with an M. But I've been in that restaurant about the old one and the new one about 8 billion times. I love going in there.
Yeah.
Very, very good service, good food.
La Mesa is the place we go to now, but that's
La
changed
Mesa,
names a whole bunch. But yeah, I loved. Yeah, that was a fun place to live. Very fun place to live.
I could see that. Now, Judd, where'd you grow up?
Minnetonka.
Oh, you grew up, what part of Minnetonka?
Do you know where Groveland School is?
Yeah.
Right across the street from there.
Oh, you did?
Back in the back there was just a bunch of homes back across the street. So I grew up there, but I went to Benilde because I spent I spent my first 13 years of education in Catholic schools because I went to St. Therese and then Benilde St. Margaret's.
Yeah, see, there you go. Because Catherine and I's, our first house was in that neighborhood. I was trying to think of the name of the street it was on, but I can't remember the name of the street. Yeah. It's right back there. You know, remember the old Super Value used to be? Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Super Value used to be right there on Minnetonka Boulevard, and what is that? 101?
101, yep.
Yeah,
You're,
so
exactly.
if you go east about half a mile, take a right on, and I can't remember the street, but there's all those houses back there. We lived in there. We just loved it there.
I, to this day, still miss the T. Wright's prime rib.
Oh, you got that right now. Yeah, we were about 3 blocks from there.
We were right by, oh man, was that, and perhaps the greatest salad bar I've ever
No, you're right.
taken part in.
T. Wright's was the best. And I love that liquor store right next to it, too. That was a great liquor store. Had really good wine and everything.
I think that's still there, Tom.
Oh, the liquor store is still there?
I think the liquor store might still be.
What is T. Wright's now?
I think it was torn down and turned into a health club. Yes.
Oh, they tore it down. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I love going to T. They shouldn't tear that down.
Tell me about it.
Damn
man.
it.
A good prime rib is hard to find.
No, it is. No,
and they
you're
had
right.
a fantastic one.
T. Wright's was great. I used to love going up there. And still I drove. I should have walked, go up there and Schweel. You know what I mean? It was only about, that could not have been more than 4 blocks from my house.
Milda's?
Milda's. It's not Matilda, it's Milda. Yeah, there you go.
You were really close, though.
Right there
really
on,
close.
That's close enough.
it's
That
on
counts.
Glenwood and what, Upton?
I'm still looking up. I don't know if that's technically.
I think it is Milda's. Maybe I'm not even right about
Yeah,
that
it's
either.
Glenwood. You're right. It's on Glenwood.
Okay, it's on Glenwood. Okay, so it is Milda's. Okay.
Yeah. It's over by the Glenwood Apartments.
Yep, it's right over there.
And the fire station.
See, that's nice. That all those neighborhoods. Oh, the fire station. That's right. See, there you go. But now I got some great memories of living in Minnetonka. Catherine and I, our first house. And, okay, I got to tell you this story because I know you got to go in a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds actually. But first house we ever lived in. And Catherine and I were talking about this last night because there were some guys, and it was on a news report, having sex with 10, 11, and 12-year-old girls.
Stop.
I said, you know how weird that feels to me just to watch that? Because I met Catherine, I was 29 years old, and she was 21, and I was very concerned she was too young for me, even though she was a grown woman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I don't know how anybody ever does things like that. It just makes no sense to me.
I don't think we're meant to know.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Yep, I think Britt's exactly right.
You're probably right about that, but nah, we had some good old times. So Catherine, we're living out there in Minnetonka, kind of Crestview Terrace. That's where we live. Croftview Terrace. That's where we lived, on Croftview Terrace.
Okay.
Right there. And I came home one night. The car was in the garage. Catherine's car was in the garage. And I'm walking around. I cannot find Catherine. She's nowhere in the house. She's not upstairs. She's not downstairs. She's nowhere around. So I go in what was just a third bedroom. We call it our guest bedroom, even though it was just a third bedroom. And nobody ever stayed there. So it wasn't a guest bedroom. But I walk by, and I notice that the bathroom door is closed. So I open the bathroom door, and there is my lovely wife laying in the tub naked. There's nothing in the tub other than her naked body. And I said, Catherine, what are you doing? They dropped me off at home. I said, what? Now, Catherine is not a big drinker. She'll have a drink, but she's not a big drinker. So she goes, it dropped me off at home. I said, well, I'm glad they dropped you off, honey. And I see they drove your car home for you, so that's good. Yeah, they did it. I said, yes, honey. I said, honey, what were you drinking? And there's this huge pause, and she goes, Blash Ruskin. Really? Blash Ruskin, huh? You mean Black Russian?
Oh,
is that what we meant to say?
Oh, no.
I have never, ever again seen her that hammered. Never. It happened once in our relationship.
That's funny.
Oh, my. Can you imagine Catherine drunk?
I mean, no.
Oh,
but I think it's so funny. Get some. Everybody needs to get that drunk.
Yeah, probably good for you. Probably right.
And remind
Just
me
at
to
least
not,
once.
And remind me to not drink Blash Ruskins.
Blash Ruskin. They
Gross.
can
I
nail
sort
you.
of like that pronunciation.
Blash Ruskin. That's all I have to say. All right, Pally, you got to head off to your next assignment.
I do indeed, but we will talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully the Twins can win Game 2 against the Dodgers, although they're facing Clayton Kershaw tonight.
Oh,
so
God.
It doesn't get easier.
It's tonight and then tomorrow day game? Is that correct?
Exactly right. Yes.
All right. We'll be, but it's 8:30. We should remember that there are 8:30 starts in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. All right. We'll talk again in the morning, Palomino.
Sounds good. Talk to you.
Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, Skor North's Judd Zulgad hanging out with us. A good old time. Remember the last time you got really hammered? Because that just popped into my head too. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I was never at the point where I stripped off my clothes and laid in the tub.
Yeah, I want to say I wasn't, but I know I definitely was.
So is that a woman thing?
I don't know. I think it's a very drunk thing. Yeah.
Oh, she was, and I'm really happy with this. She got a ride home. I'm very proud of her. Although I don't think she could have started a car anyway.
No,
she was that far gone.
The funniest story I think Catherine's ever told me about some mistakes she's made, and she's made only, I think, 3 in her whole life.
I'm one of them?
Maybe, but I'm just saying
Okay.
that, like, she's rarely in the wrong, but she left salmon in her trunk once.
Oh, God, you don't want to do that.
And that, to me, and she was like, Brittany, like, we've had the car detailed like 3 times. She's like, she went to
Never goes
Costco
away.
and got the big piece or whatever and had it in the trunk, forgot about it, and she said it almost ruined the car.
If you want to piss somebody off, because I know guys that used to do this.
Oh, gross, don't tell me.
That are really pissed off at people. They would hide, like, that fake crab? It's that imitation crab.
Yeah, and I love that
Or
stuff.
salmon or whatever.
Yeah.
And stick it up under the car seat. That smells so bad after about 3-4 days, and it never goes away. They're pissed off at you, so they destroy your car. Have you ever smelled that, Rudy?
Ugh, it's awful. Yeah. And as a fisherman, oh yeah. Every now and again, you'll forget something like in the back, and luckily, like because we all own trucks with toppers.
Yeah.
You'd put the bucket back there with a couple of crappies in it, and then you'd forget about it, and then you'd open up the hood of that topper 4 days later, and you're like, whoa, Nelly.
Is that like the melting fat? Is that what the smell is?
Stop.
I don't know what it is.
That's so gross.
Well, that's what it is, isn't it?
It's got to be something that
The
breaks
fat
down.
melting, breaking down.
Stop saying fat melting.
Fat melting.
Sounds like an advertisement for like a weight loss pill.
It does. Yeah, fat melting. It'll get everybody to come right in. Listen, lard ass. You could start the commercials like that. That'd be good. What do you think?
Well, melt that fat away. Yeah, little mold and food and all that stuff that gets me.
Yeah.
I could deal with blood. I can deal with poop. I can deal with snot. Fine, but like mold and gross left food.
I understand completely. No question about it. What's this new bill for Minnesota nurses? What's this all about?
Oh yeah, I that was on the national news. I found that. I didn't go into it much, but it looked. I didn't see if that's helpful to nurses or not. But I knew we were talking about nurses, so I threw that up there.
New language being considered by a legislative conference committee working on a health budget bill would exempt some hospitals from nursing staff rules contained in their bill. If approved, healthcare systems like Mayo Clinic could sidestep some of the major provisions of the proposed Keeping Nurses at the Bedside Act, including the requirements. This was a big TV news story, right?
Yeah, that's where I found it was nationally.
Yeah, it's a national story. So what's the argument here? Because apparently the Mayo Clinic literally threatened to just shut everything down.
Yeah, keep reading it because I feel like it's going to get into that. Yeah, I don't know. I found it and thought, wow, we were just talking about this.
If approved, healthcare systems like Mayo Clinic could sidestep some of the major provisions of the proposed Keeping Nurses at Bedside Act, including the requirement that a committee made up of nurses, executives, and others agree to staffing plans, or if they can't, resolve their issues through arbitration. However, according to the draft language obtained by NPR News, this provision is only available to certain eligible hospitals that are a national referral center engaged in substantial programs of patient care, medical research, and medical education, meeting state and national needs. So in other words, only some of them can do it?
I don't know. I wish somebody would. We need Michael Bryant. What is this saying? Is it saying that there's legislation?
I don't know. I can't really tell. I know what you mean.
It sounds like there's legislation put into place to help nurses, and then there's a law going through that their ability to sidestep some of those.
The Mayo Clinic.
Yeah, that they are able
to
then go past that in certain procedures. I don't know. It doesn't sound super good, but at the same time, I don't know how to cut through all this. Like, what are they saying?
I think we're in a situation, and I talked about this earlier, about the food and all these billionaires getting involved in growing our food and all the rest of it. The same thing happens at not all the hospitals, obviously, but some hospitals, I'm sorry, it's true. I don't know of any locally, maybe there are some, but around the country, there are some hospitals, they're just interested in making money. Give a rat's ass about anything else.
Yeah. No.
Do you think that's where this came from nationally?
Well, I think that, yeah, like the cuts, there's a reason they're making cuts, right? Like they're paying somebody out. They're not doing it for the nurses. And so it's, at the end of the day, the hospitals they want to make money. And
well, they have to, yeah.
Problematic for good care and what our nurses are having to do. So I don't know. I would love if a nurse wrote in and told us the breakdown.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
I agree. We got to take a break here. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Wrap things up right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Tom Barnard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from Power Lodge. Enjoy sunset from the water, entertain the kids, and float on the lakes all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud. Hundreds of pontoons in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at Brainerd's newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Enjoy the best days of summer on your favorite lakes in a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge in Ramsey, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine in St. Cloud, and hundreds of Benningtons in stock across all locations. The Power Lodge is your destination before you hit the lakes this summer and cruise at sunset. Fun begins at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Get some throttle therapy on land and water, millermarine.com and powerlodge.com, and you can tell them Tommy sent you.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw and Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw and Bryant.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I love this new, Quaker oats. They make all those great, like those rice cakes now.
Yeah. Quaker makes a bunch of stuff.
Rice crisps, I guess they call them now.
I've never. Oh, like maybe that's the smaller version.
Yeah, I think it's a smaller version. But they have cheddar rice crisps, which sound really good, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know what their slogan is?
Better cheddar crisps.
Cheese and rice.
Cheese and rice. I like that. And then, of course, the commercial had to change right when I was going to tell you what it said. So I don't even know if I can remember what it said. Why did it have to change? I had it all up here, and then it changed, and I can't find it.
Had it all teed up.
And it was great because it was like son of a cheddar. Why did you have to change? Is there a way to go back? No, there's not a way to go back. I thought I could move it out of the way, but I can't.
I'm in a really weird rabbit hole about nonprofit hospitals in Minnesota.
Oh, you are? Okay.
And somebody wrote in and said a lot of hospitals in Minnesota are nonprofit. And then I'm reading this article saying all but 2 of Minnesota hospitals are not-for-profit or government-owned, which that blows my mind.
Which are the 2 that aren't?
Regency Hospital of Minneapolis and Prairie Care.
Where's Prairie Care?
No idea.
Oh, then Eden Prairie. Oh, I know where Prairie Care is.
Prairie Care. That's hard to say.
I do indeed. So all the other hospitals in this state are nonprofit?
Well, I don't. It feels like that is kind of misleading.
Right?
Yeah,
I would have to agree.
Because when you say nonprofit, it makes it sound like they're out there doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
But really what they're doing is they're taking all of their profits and just divvying it up between, administrators and people getting bonuses. And
right.
So at the end of the year, they might be at 0, but everybody walked out of there smelling like roses.
Yeah, I'm super thrown off.
Because my mom works for, and I think we can say it, but my mom works for Fairview. And I don't know about any of the Fairviews that are around the Twin Cities, but my mom works at the one in Hibbing, and she talks about how much of a pain in the ass it is to get anything done because all these guys do are looking out for the bottom line.
Yeah, that's very, very accurate.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they get away with calling themselves nonprofits because most of them are for-profit.
I don't know, man. I feel like that's going to be my afternoon. I was supposed to clean the kitchen, but I feel like I'm going to do this instead.
How much did that guy from United Health retire with again?
I forget.
He just retired last year. It wasn't like $200 million.
Something crazy.
It was like, what?
Golden parachute.
That is a golden parachute right there, baby. Yeah, he just retired like a year or 2 ago. He was not very old either.
I forget. We looked him up that one day.
I assume that's what you were doing now.
I'm trying to, but I don't have
Get
as
off
much
your
information.
ass.
Last time I swear we had his name.
I think we did have his name. Yeah. But wasn't it like 200 million or something? Something like that?
I bet it was like 11 million, somewhere around there.
Oh, I think it was a lot more than that.
Well, the problem is when you Google healthcare CEO retires with $200 million, it gives you 67 different options of the person it could be.
That's the problem right there. Anyway, God bless you, I guess, but seriously, I am trying to stay away from the national news, but I'm watching all these other documentaries and things. People are money, 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 money. That's all people care about anymore is money. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it's very sad, especially when you're in the healthcare realm. You just go, and you know that it's funny because it's like the people you probably deal with face to face are the people that are there because they want.
Oh, I agree with that.
Yeah, to give care. They are passionate people. So you can't take it out on them, the people that you get to, that you see, but it's frustrating.
It can be, no question. Have we always been that way? Has it always been about the geld? It's always been about the money?
Yeah, absolutely.
Throughout history.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that right now we're at a hard time when it comes to greed and money, and remember when $1 million, like that guy has $1 million, and now
nothing.
Now everybody's a millionaire. It feels like
it's true.
But and I couldn't even be like we have made $1 million, and so now we can retire.
Yeah, no, it feels like you're just so far away from it. But I've said this before. I don't understand why people think that all rich people are the problem. The problem is not rich people. The problem is greed. And I know a lot of people that are poor and very greedy.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you.
I really want you. I know we don't have much time left, but the 5 random facts for Tuesday, the number 2 one, I think is so funny, and I really want you to read it.
Is that why you brought that up just as I was typing something in?
No, were you putting that in?
I was going to type and find out.
The 5 random facts?
United Health Group CEO.
I was looking up that, and the one that I found was 11 million, but I don't think that's the one you wanted.
No, it's not, because this guy, Andrew Whitty, is the CEO of United Health Group. United Health Group CEO was paid a little more than $20 million a year.
Holy bucks.
So your 11 million is a little off.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say he was paid that. He was paid that in 2022, because in 2021, he only made, I think, 18 million.
Oh, yeah, poor guy.
Tough year.
A tough year. I don't know. I guess, you got it figured out, and, you are what you are, you do what you do, or all the rest of it. But man, that's a lot of money. Don't you think it's a way, way too much money for people to be making?
That's insane.
I don't know. It's unfortunate. I just dropped myself from the screen for the last 5 minutes. What do you think of that?
We'll miss you. If you're watching on YouTube,
it'll
just know
be
that
fine.
Tom's still here. I can share my camera. We can send it over there.
No question about it. But I mean, look, if you make a lot of money at your job, good for you, and I'm happy for you and all the rest of it. Some of these football players making $50, $70, $250 million.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless you, I guess. That's what the job pays, so that's what you do. But these money-grubbing sons of bitches, they're the ones that drive me nuts.
Yeah.
And we figured it out last week that for every 3 and out Kirk Cousins has, he makes $24,000. On a 3 and out, he gets 7 yards. It goes nowhere. They punt the ball. They still give him $24,000.
I got to be honest with you, because I ran into him in Florida. I didn't talk to him or anything. He was sitting at the next table in a restaurant. He's skinny.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really skinny. I don't know what the hell. He didn't look like he had much of a muscle structure to me. Have you ever seen him?
I've never seen him, no. But in fact, Judd and Phil, they talk a lot about how he's kind of dainty.
He is dainty.
Yeah.
He absolutely is dainty.
Yep. And, when Tom Brady, I was thinking about this yesterday. When Tom Brady was going through that phase of people were saying Tom Brady is going to become a stand-up comedian before he retires. After he's done with football, before he becomes a commentator, he wants to do stand-up comedy. And everyone was like, I'd love to see him try it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you took this scrawny public school kid from San Francisco and he became the greatest football player of all time.
Yeah.
You don't think in 3 years Tom Brady could be an excellent stand-up comedian?
Yeah. What's the harder likelihood of? Yeah.
That's all the guy would do is study comedy and write all day, every day, and he would be a better comedian than 90% of the people out there.
William McGuire, is that another name you're thinking of?
I know Bill McGuire. He retired a long time ago.
They said that he had one of the biggest golden parachutes ever.
How much was that?
$1.6 billion after all the stock options.
$1.6 billion?
Yeah, a listener.
I don't think when I leave this show I'm getting anywhere near that much.
Not exactly.
I'm here to tell you.
Not the 0.6.
Well, Bill is the one he owns the soccer team over in St. Paul.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. Well, he built that stadium, I believe. I'm almost certain he did. Yeah, Bill was a good friend of Ralph Basham's. That's how I met him. He's a very pleasant person. In person, he's a very pleasant guy.
I would be pretty pleasant as well.
He never offered to give me $1 billion. I'm a little upset by that.
At least the 0.6. Like, he doesn't need that
Yeah,
one.
you don't need the 0.6. You already got $1 billion. Give me the 0.6.
Yeah, Willie.
Yeah, Willie.
Also, I'm scared of you because you probably have a lot of power, so I shouldn't be
Who, Bill?
mocking your name. Yeah.
What's he going to do to you?
Bye, Hubbard.
He'll call the Hubbard. Ginny, get rid of her.
All right.
That's all I have to tell you. There's no question about it.
Sorry, Bill.
No, I don't know. It's like I said. But that's a lot of damn money to be retiring. A $1.6 billion.
Yeah, and there's more to his story too. He later agreed to return $600 million in various payback agreements. And there's a lot to his story, but they're still claiming. Yeah, it seems interesting. I'd love to see.
I haven't seen him in years now.
So yeah.
So he gave back $600 million of it.
Yeah, they talked about McGuire was asked to leave in October 2006 after federal prosecutors and the IRS requested documents concerning his stock options and executive compensation.
Oh my God!
He later agreed to return $600 million in various payback agreements, including one with the SEC. But McGuire retained about $800 million in options after everything was said.
So he got about half.
Yeah. So he's got an interesting story. Because, it's not like, it's funny because we'd go, oh, he did this and that. It's like, there's a whole board of people that agreed to that amount.
Yeah, you're right.
And then,
very good point.
So it's not as simple as, like, he took this money and left. That's not how it works. But, yeah, that's a lot of money.
I don't really go along with a lot of conspiracy theorists, but as I'm reading this about the Moderna board of directors, did you guys see this at all? This article came out late last year. Moderna board of directors approved a golden parachute for CEO. Is it Stéphane Bancal? Stéphane Bancal, yeah. Worth more than $296 million at the end of the year, up from $9.4 million in 2019.
That's a jump.
Before COVID-19. So when conspiracy theorists are like, it was all about money, I'm like, usually I just go, yeah, we keep walking, flat earther. But then I read stories like that and go, you might be onto something.
Oh, there were a lot of scams involved with that pandemic. I'm not saying that people didn't die and get sick because they did.
Absolutely.
But so many scams were tied to that whole thing. It was unbelievable.
We talk about this all the time. When there's chaos, sometimes the worst people come out of the woodwork.
They do.
When they take advantage. So I think
you're right.
You gotta, yeah.
All right, we'll close with a happy thought. Paul McCartney wouldn't let Weird Al Yankovic do a parody of Live and Let Die that he called Chicken Pot Pie because he didn't want to promote eating meat.
Funny.
That's great.
Are they really chicken pot pie?
Chicken pot pie. I thought you would love that.
I think it's wonderful.
Me too.
There's no question about it. All right, we have a wonderful day. Family podcast coming up in about 15 minutes, and we'll see you guys on this show tomorrow.
Bye.